Hey everyone, welcome back to AFTV. Welcome to, it's a starting 11 show, but we've gone live early. Why? Because we are keeping an eye on Manchester City versus Liverpool. We are a little bit late, apologies, 7 minutes into the game, 0-0. We're going to talk about the game in a little bit more detail. It's just me at the moment, but the usual people on the starting level will be joining us very, very soon. Robbie will be here in a bit. And look, we can't pretend that this game doesn't impact us. We can't pretend that Manchester City playing the side that have kept the pace with them, well, 99.9% of the time kept the pace with them, even won a title in the last 5 years, won a Champions League. You know, Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool have been the enemies of Man City, you know, for the last 4, 5, 6 years. And Liverpool haven't been having the season that you would have expected of them. But this is still a really tough game for City. And we're going to keep an eye on how it goes. And of course, we will be reacting to the starting 11 news as it comes out. I can hear Robbie in the building, so he'll be joining us very, very shortly as well. But as always, this starting 11 show is powered by NordVPN. So big thank you to them. Don't be an April Fool and make sure you get yourself the AFTV special with 4 months free on a 2-year plan. Click the link or scan the QR code for the AFTV special. And there's a 30-day money back guarantee as well.
It's somewhere in London and it's looking pretty red. Lee Judges is attempting to score some new content. He's got to get past a hacker, malware and password attacks. Lee takes off. But look, the hacker sends password attacks towards Lee. He's dispossessed of all his passwords and data. He goes again, but he's hacked to the ground. Look at Lee's in pain and they're mocking him. Wait, he's got a last minute transfer deal. He's got NordVPN on his team now. I mean, is that even legal? Oh, that's next generation encryption, absolutely blinding the opposition. And the fastest VPN on the planet flies past password attacks, takes down the ball and scores! That's fresh content on your favourite streaming services. You're protected on multiple devices, back of the net. Just change your location in the app. Go to nordvpn.com/AFTV now.
All right, so it is Man City Liverpool. As I said, we are keeping an eye on it, and we do have Robbie in the building with us as well. Robbie, yes. It's great to see you.
Yeah, good. I am keeping an eye on it right now. 0-0. It finishes like that, we're good.
Yeah, just another 81 minutes of this.
I know, but
I mean, look, we spoke about this.
Liverpool on the attack here.
We had to, yeah. Jota wide left. Interesting. He came in. Elliott starts as well. Henderson doing a bit of a man marking job on De Bruyne. I've noticed early on. But we were talking about this morning. You can't be invested in Arsenal's title race without keeping an eye on this game.
Yeah, no, come on. This game is huge for Arsenal. Julian's jumping in as well.
Julian.
Big up. He just sat on the teddy, man. What's going on, bro? You know what I mean? Right. But yeah, listen, it's a huge game. I know that at Arsenal they've even opened the ground earlier today for fans to come in. So because they know that there's a lot of fans who want to watch this game. Because obviously it's got a lot of significance for us, you know what I mean?
It's as important as our game.
Well, not as important.
In some respects, because if they lose and we lose, we're actually closer to being champions.
Yeah, but listen,
it's a factual way of looking at it. And Haaland's not playing.
Haaland's not playing. So the injury.
What the hell, that was close.
Because we discussed it earlier in the international break when he pulled out of the Norway squad. By the way, in a minute we're going to talk about a Rodri tackle on Ødegaard, but we'll leave that for a sec. Good strike from Rodri. Yes,
he had another go at Tierney.
Very true. But we all thought, was that mind games from Pep? But no, it's a natural injury from Haaland. And I kind of suspected it when I heard that actually he did travel to the Norway camp, and they assessed him and said that he shouldn't be with them. So he's missing a big game. You know, this isn't just mind games. There's actually a little bit of concern around his fitness here.
It is a big game. But as we know, the one thing about them, which makes them so good and so dangerous, is that even without Haaland, they're still a brilliant team. And I think I saw a stat from Opta where they've got 100% records in the Premier League. I don't know how many games they've played without him, but when he's not played. Right. So, you know, just goes to show. But Liverpool coming forward here, looking sharp, Liverpool.
Have Liverpool got any players out?
No, Nunes didn't
Nunes
start.
on the bench, though.
What can I ask? I mean, obviously I follow Liverpool, but you know what is so surprised about Nunes not starting? I saw a lot of people saying that it was a strange one. I know he got a couple of goals against United, but I wouldn't say he's having the kind of season that makes you think he's undroppable.
I was wondering if it was some sort of injury, or if he's maybe just coming back. Has he been on international duty? You know,
Maybe.
with Uruguay, maybe, I don't know. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't start with him, but they do have him to bring off the bench. Liverpool have got a good side, you know. I mean, obviously we got to go and play them next week, and it is really strange to see that they haven't really had a good season, especially after last year where they were all conquering, you know, well, not all conquering, but, you know, they were actually in every single competition right down till the end.
They played every game of the fixture list.
Yeah, which was absolutely amazing. I mean, so it's been surprising to see Liverpool not quite at it this season.
But then if you look at Klopp's record as a manager, usually after 7 years he has that tail off.
This is
and
dangerous
leaves.
there, City coming forward with Grealish cutting in as he does.
He's been very bright for them recently.
Yeah.
Before the international break, hit a really
I'll tell you what
great
as
bit of
well.
form.
Oh, that was poor. I'll tell you what as well, right, and that's a free kick to
Free
City
kick
in
to
a
City.
dangerous position
Mahrez
with De Bruyne
would be
over that. Mahrez can get over that. It was
all comes
Gakpo
from
there.
the Gakpo. I mean,
Yeah.
he was trying to be a bit
Stupid.
too clever there. Just sort of, put Henderson in it there. You can't really blame. Oh, but he's, I mean,
He's bought
dived.
that, ain't he?
but he knows what he's doing.
He's
De
bought
Bruyne.
that De Bruyne.
Yeah. Oh, there's nothing in it.
He should actually be booked for.
And he's down,
He
like,
should be
he's
booked for
down,
diving,
rolling
yeah.
around. That's what Henderson
Yeah,
said.
Henderson's right to tell
he's
him as
cheated.
well.
Oh, what a cheat.
You know, he's cheated. So if they score from this, they've cheated.
And this is De Bruyne range. This is De Bruyne range, mate. This is dangerous.
I'm worried about Mahrez's left foot as well, and that's
Yeah,
difficult
you
for
got
Alisson.
Mahrez as well.
He'll be thinking, who's this going to be? You know, that's difficult. Yeah, he's absolutely bought. I can't be the ref's falling for it, especially from that close.
Yeah.
He's bought it. Another word for he's cheated.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, listen, they all do it now.
Well, it doesn't make it right.
It doesn't make it right. It's what happens now, man. This is what.
And if at the end of the season they get it by, you know, they win this game and they've cheated it, then
But very early, long way to go.
Yeah.
Let's
Long way
see.
to go, but De Bruyne is dangerous. Who do you think, De Bruyne or Mahrez?
I think Mahrez is going to
I
take
think
it.
Mahrez is more for a left footer, isn't it?
Mahrez,
Yeah, it is Mahrez. Oh, that's a great.
Oh, I thought it was in.
I thought that got in there.
I thought it was
The
in.
shape for that looked like it had gone in, innit?
Oh my word.
I'll tell you. He left that Alisson like, don't worry about that. But I don't know, man. If that had a little bit more curl on it, man, it's a brilliant free kick.
And they're playing out the back, Liverpool. They're inviting. Look, Liverpool, in fairness, and they're sticking to their principles, which is
they
playing
played-
the football
no,
they've
they
always
played it
played.
out from the back
That is
brilliantly.
brilliant. Yeah. Well and Cody. Go on.
Oh, it's,
That's, I mean, I'm not saying that was a foul, but
No,
that
that's
was
good,
tackle
good.
that was.
brilliant from Van Dijk.
Brilliant tackle.
And he looked at Alveraz
they're
there.
holding their own, Liverpool.
Oh, but he said that and then they give the
yeah.
ball away.
That's good. I mean, this is
It's fast
two
and
teams
furious, isn't it?
looking to play, yeah. Here's Harvey
we go.
Elliott driving at the back
It's-
three now.
yeah, it's
Mo Salah against
it's-
Ake.
it's
Their
4
best
against
defender,
4. Come on,
according to
come on.
City fans.
Come
It's
on,
Salah.
Salah.
And it's gone wide to Elliott. What can Liverpool do here?
Blocks
And
in,
it's
blocks
blocked.
in.
Whew. This
This is
is,
a good game.
yeah, but it always has been between these
Yeah,
two
yeah. I
teams.
mean, listen, it's normally these two go for the title, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've broken up the party kind of thing, but it's normally these two.
Yeah.
And they're two top sides.
And also, you've got to think Liverpool will be thinking, we have a point to prove here. We're not having the season we want. We're not expected to, well, they're not going to win any silverware because they're out of everything and they're far too far behind in the title race. But they'll be thinking, let's just remind everyone that we're just having a bad year, but we're not a bad
Well,
team.
listen, it's not just that. They need to win these games to get into the top 4. Remember,
Yeah,
they're
you're right.
it's a
I
lot for
forget
them
that.
to play for, you know?
You're absolutely right.
Liverpool, they're behind Tottenham, they're behind all of those teams up there right now. If they're going to get into the top 4, they kind of need to win this game.
Yeah, agreed.
Well
let's
done.
welcome to the stream, Guna Lee.
Listen, man. Listen, well done. Thank you
Say
very much.
what?
I mean, as long as they don't lose.
No,
And Jota in behind her, the
come
flag's
on,
down.
he looked
Jota is
offside to
on.
me though. He looked offside. If I'm being honest. There's a chance.
Yes!
Is it
It's a
goal?
goal!
No, it hasn't gone up.
Liverpool won that up!
But I thought that looked offside. I'm going to have to look at that again. Jota looked offside.
I tell you what, I don't know if I can do this.
Jota looked offside.
Palpitations, man.
Even he's looking at Klopp, he's looking a bit.
He's calming it down, isn't
Wow.
I have to say that
Is he
looked
going-
offside. Let's see it again. You never know with
Just
these.
looked far too ahead
Great
of the
finish
play,
by
didn't he?
Salah.
Wow.
Great finish. Let's
Is he
see it.
onside from... Is it Fabinho plays this... No. Trent.
He's on there.
He's on, I think.
He's on.
Is that
He's on.
Angie
He's
playing
on. He's
That
onside
looks
just.
soft, man. That looks
No,
soft.
I think he's
Look
just
just on. Look just on.
held it up brilliantly there. Salah, what a
Leo.
finish. Why you get it on that left foot? It's over.
What a ball from Trent, and that's what he does. That is what he's got.
This is
Yes,
a massive, massive goal. I'm telling you. If it's goals,
Oh,
if
what
this,
a finish.
It's a little bit early, but it's still a
Once Salah's got it on that left foot, innit? It's over.
Yeah,
innit?
yeah.
It's over. What a finish. Brilliant.
Do you know what though? I'll tell you why it's a massive goal, because the longer this game goes on, Man City are going to need to come out. And that's what Liverpool want. They want this whole Tottenham,
end
you
to
know.
end.
Oh, he's on.
That's on.
He's onside.
That is
He's
on.
onside. Look at
Wow.
it. That's onside.
I think he's on.
That's on.
That's on. The left
That's no
leg.
doubt. That's on. You can see. It's onside. That's
They
a
are
goal.
looking.
Wow.
No, they've already started, haven't they?
No, they haven't started yet. That's onside.
Mo Salah, running down the way.
You won't be singing that next week. though, will you?
Salah. No, I won't. Yeah, definitely. Salah, the Egyptian king. Mo Salah, running down.
We want City to drop points as often as possible, but there is a little bit of a. If Liverpool come here and win, they're coming into that Arsenal game.
They come back. But then the thing is though, right, it's a bit like what Julian said. If Liverpool could win this game, right, that almost gives us a bit more freedom next week in a way, because it means that
pressure's off them a
if
little
we
bit.
didn't win it, it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're right.
So,
Do you know what though? I think a lot of people, I don't know what you guys thought before the game started, but I thought a draw would be nice. I didn't think they would lose, and look, the game, there's still a lot of time to go.
Liverpool coming forward again. They're looking
Liverpool
good.
look really sharp. I don't know if you caught it on your way in, but
Yeah.
Liverpool
They've
has
looked
been
sharp.
very end to end.
That's the thing. You see Liverpool, when they play the big teams, man, they're on it. You saw what they did to United in that game.
Wow.
They're on it, and you know they.
I thought they played well at the Emirates, even though we
Yeah.
I thought
Well,
they
we played them at the Emirates. They played well. You know what I mean? They're a good side, man.
This is an indictment on.
Oh, brilliant.
Salah body in Ake.
Go on, Mo.
This is an
He's
indictment
strong.
on Man City, though, for sure. This is an indictment.
Don't just
he's
kick
gonna
the
get
ball
They're going to
away.
get booked for that. Why did he
Why
kick
do
the
they do that?
He's
That's
gonna get
stupid.
booked
That
for
was a
that,
foul,
man.
though, isn't it?
It's a foul, but
That
you
was
don't
a
have
foul,
to
he
kick
was-
the ball away.
That's what the.
Because they should.
Yeah.
Man City should be
That's
battering
unlike Salah to
Liverpool.
do something like that, but it was a foul. I mean, Ake was all over him.
So Randolph says Arsenal till I die. Yeah, absolutely. Even though we are all singing.
Look at this here. Look at Ake, yeah? Right?
No, but I think it.
No, look at him there. He's all over him. Look, it's all over him.
And the linesman's there. What's he doing?
But it's stupid to kick the ball away. I'm
Shouldn't
sorry.
have done that. It wasn't.
Sorry. You know what you're going to get when you do that. That's a yellow card all day
What
long.
a finish, though, man.
Yeah.
Here's a scenario for you, right? Liverpool win, say, 89th minute, score, you know what I mean, 2-0. Salah gets a second yellow, takes his shirt off.
Yeah.
He's out of the game for next week.
No, because he missed Chelsea.
Yeah, they've got a game in the week, Liverpool.
Oh, yeah, they've got a game during the
Actually,
week.
what you want is a
You
straight
know,
That would have been
you need a straight
You
red.
want a straight red.
Yeah.
Wow. This is a massive, massive
Oh, dear.
game, man.
Oh, I should have wished.
yeah,
Don't wish those things on anyone anyway.
That was brilliant from Jota, the run and then the layoff.
Yeah.
He just sort of flicked into his path, made sure he had a dead ball to strike there. It was really, really good. And Liverpool looked bright, and I think...
Liverpool playing the better football here.
Yeah.
Do you actually
Again, look at that. Look at that space there.
Do you
Robertson.
think that
You see, look, they got three in the box there. What a poor cross. Come on, man.
I know
Robertson, man,
we
you're normally
speak
good at
about
those.
it a lot, right? And the whole Man City and what they can offer. But do you think they're nervous? Because if you look
course.
at their games over the last couple of weeks, I know the last two games they scored 6 and whatever it was 7, but
So it's very
they
poor
look.
opposition.
Yeah, but I don't feel like they're this rhythmic special team that they were a couple of seasons ago.
It might not be that they're nervous, more that they're not as focused.
Yeah.
Because they've
No,
won
they're
this-
focused.
I think they are. I just think they're
not
nervous.
as focused as
They're
we are.
focused, Julian, man. They're
Because,
focused.
and you look at it, right?
It's, and remember, we're still early in the game, but they're a focused team, man.
No,
And
I'm
this is
talking.
Pep Guardiola.
I'm not talking about the result.
This is dangerous. This could be.
oh.
That was nearly an equaliser for City. Listen, for me, remember, right? It's still only 1-0, 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the performance,
I think they are focused. You know, what I mean, if you look at their last few results, look how many goals
But
they've
that's
scored.
what I'm saying though. Minus those 2 games, for a while, like the Crystal Palace game, I know they don't travel well there, but they haven't looked the
Still
same.
won.
Yes,
you know what I think?
but they
You
look
are
nervous,
right.
I think.
I don't think nervous. I think.
But you can't be as focused on everything all the time.
Oh, and they're in it. Mahrez.
Oh, it's a good save by Alisson.
Creating chances, though.
I think
Good
it just went over
save.
the bar, didn't it?
I just think
Did
with.
he save that? I don't think he did. I think he just hoofed it over the bar.
I just think with them, right, it's nothing to do with nerves because they've been there and done it so many times.
Yeah,
I just feel that, it's pressure, right? Which it doesn't matter what team you are, even though they've been there and they've done this so many times, when you're chasing, they know that today, if they don't, say, get a win in this game,
Arsenal probably
you know, it's added pressure for them, you know what I mean? So...
Can I go one beyond with that, Robbie? I actually think, not nerves, not sort of stress or anything, I actually think it's that there's been an adjustment period. They lost 2 of their paciest players in Jesus, Sterling, Sane a couple of years before. They're now playing with Haaland up front. They haven't played with the traditional number 9 for a while. I think they've actually been going, even though it sounds silly, you know, a team like Man City with the money they spend, the team they've had the last few years, adding Haaland and saying they're going through transition. But I do think they've been trying to evolve into a slightly different team.
Yeah.
You know, they play with centre-backs, full-backs. And that, you know, they used to have Walker and Cancelo. Or you know, who else they've had out there. So I just think they're going through a bit of an adjustment period.
But there's still been...
We cannot give them a blight today because everyone was saying,
I agree.
everyone was saying, oh, Haaland's the reason why they're not playing well. Haaland's not playing now, so there's no excuses. They must win this
only
game.
20 minutes.
I know, no. I'm not foregoing anything. I'm more just
It
trying
actually
to
creates a lot of chances. But I get what you're saying.
Yes,
Across the season, you're right to say that Man City haven't looked the Man City of the 5 years before.
They haven't.
I agree. But the thing is, the standard they set was so unbelievably high that if they drop off, they're probably still at a level.
Chance again for Liverpool.
Why didn't you
It was offside that time. That was offside.
But you're right, for sure. Like, and look, even this morning, I actually thought, and I saw your pick 10 predictions. No one thought it was like a foregone conclusion that Man City would win the game.
No.
Why? Because they're not playing well. You know, they maybe
Well,
was
it's because they're playing Liverpool as well.
Liverpool
Liverpool have got a great record against them.
Yeah,
You know what I
but
mean?
away
So-
from home, the last couple of seasons, they've been, you know, trounced. I know they've had 2 draws, I think, in their last 2 games, but...
Do you know what I think? I still
that's a
think
great
what
ball,
will tell on City is the fact that, you know, they do have that... Oh, this is dangerous.
That's good from Konate.
They
Just gave him
do
a little
have
shoulder.
like the Champions League and
which
the
is what
FA
they're
Cup
probably
and all
more
those
focused
things.
on, the Champions League.
All
So
those
they've never
things
won
they're
that.
left in. But you
When's
know,
the
and just
Bayern
the
fight?
volume of games.
2 weeks' time. Can you imagine?
It's not this week coming.
No. It's Inter Milan versus...
The Bayern,
no, that's the following.
the Bayern game kind of falls a bit.
Oh, no, actually, it's not this... No, it is 2 weeks' time. It is 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, as regards the title race, the Bayern game kind of falls nicely for them.
It does.
It's not in between Premier League games. It's sort of, you know, it's in between an FA Cup game.
Can you imagine, though, right? Okay,
That's nice.
it's not a given that they win the Champions League because their heritage of Man City so far. You then look at the league. We look in a very good position. The FA Cup, Man United or Brighton, that's not a given again. They could leave this season looking very
With
spooky.
nothing.
Listen,
I mean,
So could we.
that would be unbelievable.
Yeah,
So as good as we've been, you know, there's far more chance of...
it could
Well, is there
all,
far
it
more
would
chance?
it could all start crumbling down for them. It could. It would be. It would be
I think
nice.
listen, for me personally, I don't write them off at
No,
all
I'm with
because
you.
they've just done it so many times.
All right, tell me when you're confident.
Any time, right? You've got a team like that where they just. This is the first time we've been in this situation for how long? 15, 16 years. That we've been in a position
So when are you
where
gonna
we've
feel
got a chance of a title race, right? Where we're in a title race, right? Or I guess you could say that season with Leicester, but we weren't really in it, were we?
We were.
Whereas,
Until
we weren't really in it. Come on, when did you think we were going to win the
so-
league?
I thought we were going to win the league when we...
After Christmas time, to me, I knew we weren't going to win that
No,
league.
because I think it was...
Come
The
on.
Welbeck header, I thought we could...
We had a big outside
then,
chance.
lost
We
the
were still
Spurs
way
to
off.
Man
We only had
United.
Leicester and Spurs
Weren't we
ahead
a
of
point
us.
off? Well, no, we were a point behind them when we won that game.
I thought we
don't
won
know.
it then.
Right. So when do you feel confident? Like I know, look, we could all say this.
I
today.
don't. Oh
my God!
Salah coming forwards. Salah coming forwards.
That's a pass back.
That is great
That's not
defending
pass
from
back.
Jack
That's not
Grealish.
pass back.
That is
Unbelievable.
great defending.
Unbelievable tracking back there by Grealish.
Look at this
sir.
counter. Elliot with a lovely
I
pass.
told.
They
Listen,
got a score. That was brilliant,
I told
mate.
you. The more this game goes on, the more open they're going to be. I'm telling you.
Grealish did so well.
I thought Salah might have chopped inside. That could have been 2.
A little one for you. I saw your tweet, Lee, about Elliot in the starting 11. You did tweet about
Yeah,
it. No, but interestingly enough, I mean, whatever reservation you have about it, I think Klopp probably agrees because he's playing with Elliot almost right wing of a 4-4-2. And Salah and Gakpo, like when they defend,
Yeah,
on the
you can
ball,
see,
Salah pulls wide.
Yeah, so Elliot drops in and helps out Trent.
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
what,
yeah.
you know.
I'm
Makes sense.
just not a fan of him, to be
We'll
honest.
be covering that on DR Talking Tactics.
Don't you rate Elliot?
I think
I like
he's-
him. He's
I
a
think
right player.
I like him, man. I think.
Nah, I think he's a bit.
Remember.
Nah.
Oh, here it is. That's the
1-1.
equaliser.
What
That's
a
the
goal.
equaliser. That's what I told you. It's Alveraz as well.
What
the
a
guy
brilliant
who's come
goal.
in
Should have been
for
2-0 to
Haaland, and it is. There's Haaland jumping up and down there.
He's gone mad.
You better mind, he thought he had bad groin. He's jumping up and down right there. But 1-1, and just like that, that's what I said.
I tell you what, though,
That's what I said.
Trent on that piece of play.
Julian
was
Alvarez,
Yeah, but it was
World Cup winner. That's the guy. When everyone's talking about this and that, that's the guy that's coming in. A World Cup winner. Who I was at the World Cup. He played in nearly every
Look
game.
at
and he was
Trent.
brilliant.
Look at Trent. Look what Trent did. He can see
Is
everything.
Mahrez offside? That looked very, very tight.
Look at him.
What a brilliant
Look
goal
at him.
there.
Look at what he's doing.
That's Miles on side.
This guy.
That's a brilliant goal.
Pot, brilliant.
I mean,
It's a great goal by City.
and I did. I
Look at Trent. Look at him.
Yeah, he's left him.
He's just look.
He's left him.
It's
He's supposed to be a
I think the whole
defender.
defence has been pulled apart. To be
Yes,
fair.
but you
I don't know
do
if
your
I blame
job.
Trent.
This is what I always say.
But you can't
do
go,
your job.
He's out so wide. You can't go out that
didn't-
wide to get him, can you?
Yeah.
You've got to
Okay,
tuck in a bit.
That's his position.
That's
isn't it?
his
Why do you have to
position.
tuck in? If that's where the guy is, you've got to track him.
Yeah, but
Just
you've got to
celebrating
tuck in a
front-
bit.
front
You've
of
got to
goal,
tuck in
You
a
don't
bit.
tuck in if the guy's out there. You don't leave him free, and that's what happens. He had loads of
I
space.
don't know how much you blame him for
That
that.
is that
I
is
blame him because he had a
that
man.
is
He didn't
poor
mark him.
Where you blame
defending.
now Salah? It could have been 2-0 up.
Yeah. If you put a
That's poor.
Right,
defending,
minutes
man.
before it could have been 2-0 up, and now
Been a very open game. And Liverpool played quite well, to be fair. So, you know, I'm not sure they'll stress about it. They've been in this situation
Oh,
before.
they're giving it away now, though. That's what
To
I said,
me,
man. We get
that's
you know
poor
what I mean?
defending, I'll
Don't
be
get
honest
too
with you.
excited. It's early in the game.
I'll be
Just
honest.
like that, they're back in
yeah,
it.
but you can enjoy the moment.
I enjoy the moment, but I enjoy it more when I see 90 minutes or
I hear
something
that.
like that.
But if
It's
you
all
keep
part of
saying
the journey,
They're
isn't
too
it?
good a side. They're too good a side.
Yeah, but you stop thinking about that. What you can do is you.
Well,
enjoy
you
the
can
fact
do it that
they-
way.
Yeah.
I live in the real world.
Yeah, I want to live in.
Right.
Arsenal going to win the league.
Right? I live in the real world. Is that
City
you know what I
gonna-
mean?
City gonna
When
get sorted.
people say these things about City, they're a top side, and that's what I said. Even I saw that stat that even when Haaland's not playing in the Premier League, they're still winning. And that guy's Alvarez is a top player.
But this is what we're just saying. I mean, I agree. You know, City, even if they win the league, I won't come away from this season going, "Oh, City have been the City of old." But the standard they set, we're talking 100 points, 98 points, 95 points. Where the points tallies are so unbelievable that even if there is a slight drop off, they're still hitting points tallies in what I believe is the most competitive league it's ever been. You know, and winning titles, they'd still be better than teams that have won it in the past. And
Although,
that's
as I said,
the
I
level
think,
we're talking about.
I think Liverpool are going to be kicking themselves right in that. Oh, this is dangerous again. They're going to be kicking themselves because they should be 2-0 up.
Yeah.
And with that break, man, and Salah of all people who normally his quality in those areas is so good, you know.
I'm just annoyed because of I just feel like that defending by Trent. You can see everything. You do that. My thing is do your job. You can see your man that you're meant to be marking is right behind you. You've left him. You've vacated
They're
the
giving the
space.
ball away a lot now,
Again.
Liverpool.
Yeah, City are
He's
on
offside.
top. City are on top.
No, he's not. That's not offside.
Is he going for a penalty there?
What's he looking at?
Yeah,
It's
he's
offside now.
Offside.
Just poor, man. Just poor. Bloody hell.
They needed that second. If they'd have got that second one,
Who would want to
what's
be?
going on there?
Who would want to be a Liverpool fan?
So I think this is an offside check before they decide on a penalty.
he's offside.
Yeah, no, fine.
well
Nothing in it. Yeah. Playing out the back, Liverpool.
Yeah, they're struggling,
play,
they're
stick
struggling
to their
playing out from the
principles.
back now, all of a sudden, isn't it?
City are high pressing.
City got their tails up now.
City are really high pressing. Liverpool need to relax because they had a really good first 20 minutes.
And Liverpool need to win for the top four.
Yeah, they do.
They
really
have
do.
to win this game.
We welcome into the building lead judges. Welcome to the lead judges. He's expecting a comfortable City win. But they've been made to work for it so far. But the one thing, even when Liverpool won up playing well, they were creating chances. You think the Mahrez won? There was another moment early in the
they
game.
still
a
have
free
to
kick.
press City because they still have to win this game. They have to win it.
Who? Liverpool.
No, City. They've got to win it.
Of course
because
City have to, yeah.
Both teams need to win.
So you talk about them pushing forward and leaving gaps. They're going to at 1-0 anyway.
They're playing good football, City. I mean,
They're
look,
playing well.
they're just
They're playing well.
finding their groove.
But I feel like with Akanji, there's always a chance.
Would you rate him?
No, I think he's good. But I think out of all of them, I think he has got that little bit of a mistake in him. He's good.
You think so?
Don't know. I think he's on the bench. No, I think Akanji's good. He's very good. Look, I'm talking about Man City levels good.
Yeah,
like, he's good.
Trent did well there, actually.
Oh, that's good from Elliot. Well done.
Right.
Well done. Well done.
I
Come
spurred him on. Look.
The counter's on. Let's go. Oh, well done, Diogo. Go on.
Lovely
Oh, he got
try.
pulled back.
Yellow.
He's got
Yellow
a big
card.
That is a yellow card.
Who's that for?
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, well done, ref.
Is that Rodri?
No, I think it was more Stones or someone. Oh, it was Rodri.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Gotta be
Rodri.
I didn't even see it. It's going to be Rodri.
Also, I've got to say something.
He normally gets away with those.
I've got to
as
say
well,
something about Rodri,
He's
right?
gotta go.
He was. I thought whether he meant to injure Odegaard or whatever. I know what
did.
people were saying. I don't know. Like, was he really in that moment thinking this is my opportunity to injure an Arsenal player? Maybe. But the thing that really wound me up, it's got nothing to do with Arsenal, was his criticism of the way Scotland played. He did the same when Spain got knocked out of the World Cup. Mate, it's just. Have some respect, for God's sake.
Yeah,
It's-
Courses for courses, isn't it?
Also, he used to play for an Atletico Madrid side who spent their, who spent 90 minutes,
True.
Behind the ball, Diego Simeone football. So you'd think he'd have a bit
Fortelli
more
was brilliant in
appreciation
that
for
game.
it. Yeah, he was.
Brilliant.
I thought it was pathetic from Rodri.
And he had a go at...
Oh,
I
they're
don't
giving the
like him
ball
after
away.
his antics at the Emirates
and
as
he had
well
a go
a few
at
years
Tierney.
ago.
They are
Well,
giving
well
the
done
ball
to
away a
Scotland
lot.
anyway. They won.
Yeah,
They didn't just,
good on him.
They didn't just draw.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Liverpool, man.
they're
They
too
keep
open,
giving the
aren't
ball.
they?
They keep giving the ball away.
Oh.
It just feels like City will score with every
Yeah,
attack.
they're knocking on the door, man, every minute.
Jota's playing well, though. Every touch is coming off for him. That's nice.
What-
Oh, Gakpo! Oh, well done.
Oh, he's
Go on, Cody.
He's pushing
You
back.
gonna-
as well.
Little push in
You
the
gonna
back.
book him?
Is he booking?
He's been booked already.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, they're surrounding the ref and they're saying that's Rodri again.
He knew exactly what he was doing then.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That's a second yellow, man.
If he's not
He's
on a
away.
yellow, if he's not on a yellow,
He's
he's
away.
giving another
He's
yellow.
away.
He's away. He's a little
If he's
nudge,
not on another
but he
yellow,
knew
he's
what he was
giving
doing
that.
there. Look what he's done.
Oh, my God.
So he's got to go.
That is as deliberate as it gets.
Do you know what I will say?
his
What I will
arms
say
around
though,
you,
what I will
he's
say,
soft. It's
he's
not
away
enough.
soft.
It's the
He's away.
intention of it,
as well.
You say soft, right?
It's soft.
You say
It's
soft, yeah? If that was in the penalty box, that's a penalty, innit?
I wouldn't say it is.
That's a
Honestly,
second
It's a
yellow.
foul.
Honestly-
he knew he was going. It was
Ref's bottled that,
premeditated.
man.
Honestly,
He knows
ref
that
has
he's a
bottled
cheat.
that.
The
I
guy's
agree.
away and he's got his arms
do
around
you know
him.
what it is?
Those are all, you
what I
always
would
get a
say
yellow
is,
for
I
that.
feel like his arms are around him, but didn't actually
You always get a
touch
yellow
him.
for that.
I feel like his arms are
The
around
player's
him.
away, you've got your arms around him.
Yeah, but did he
You're
have
done.
his hands on him? Like, I don't know. I need to
that's
see it again.
dodgy,
I
man.
need to see it
Do you know what it is? He hasn't brought him down,
Yes.
but he has.
He's
He
put his
has
arms
done the.
He's compromised himself in that situation. He shouldn't have done
Dover asks, is this a Liverpool fan channel? For 1 hour only.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
But I like Liverpool. Always like Liverpool.
Well, not next
I don't
week.
like him next week.
I'm going to be honest, right? When I look at the two fouls, do I think that's worthy of a red? It feels soft. But
yellow.
So it's Rodri.
there are two yellow
Two yellow cards, man.
actions. You
Without a
can't
doubt.
do that.
Yeah,
you can't deliberately
think about
put
what-
your hands around
I'm
a
just
player.
trying to figure out, is it enough for a
It's
yellow?
enough.
I get it, and I get why the ref's not, but I think it's probably. Let me put it this way: De Bruyne won a foul earlier
Yeah, and that
for
was-
nothing. Like
And he
you're
got
setting a
for that.
standard here now.
He dived.
I think that's the second yellow.
Yeah, and if you look at what happened to
Offside.
It's off, that's
Very,
off.
very lucky to get away with that.
I think he is.
But okay, all right. What I will say is, I don't think
Xhaka would be sent off. Says fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think so.
Martinelli.
I don't
you
think
think
so.
about Martinelli last year against Wolves.
Yeah.
What he got sent off for.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but
then-
that was,
then this
that
guy
was
gets
poor
away with that.
refereeing, though. That was poor
Yeah, and
refereeing.
this is poor refereeing. You've got to set the
I
standard.
think that's more second yellow than not, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I think that's
He bottled it.
I think that's a sending off. He's stopped because when a player's away, anytime you pull them back like that, you're in trouble.
Yeah, it's not just about the act.
That's
it's
why he
what
got the
act
first
does.
one.
It's the repercussions of the act.
It's literally the same as the first yellow card he got.
What you know what the referee's just said there, and I know it's
Referee
the
don't want to spoil the game.
It's the
that's right.
unspoken rule of football.
wouldn't
What the
spoil the
referee
game,
has said
it
there
enhances
is, the second yellow, you have to do more to earn it than the first.
The referee-
That's what he said. Because if he hadn't been on a
Yeah,
yellow,
but that's not the rules.
no, of course, but it's
Is
the
he off?
unspoken kind
Is he
of.
off, though?
I think he's off.
Oh, lovely boy Salah.
That looked
It's
off.
a flag's not gone up.
Got it.
Well, well done, Trent. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Go on,
good.
Trent, swing it in. Poor.
They got something when they go forward in Liverpool. Grealish is playing really well.
What do you guys take from this for the next week's game? Because obviously, we're going to need to penetrate them. So
Liverpool are playing really well. I'm not going to lie. Here we go. Grealish.
Oh look, he's just rolling around. He does something
I
good.
wonder if Rodri's going to say something to him.
That's very true, mate. James McFadden, right? Hear this one out now.
Yeah.
Gabriel got a second yellow for the same type of foul, a light foul. Remember when we played them at the Etihad? Sorry, when we played them at the Emirates.
Yeah.
And
on January the 1st.
when Rodri, where he backed in and he just he just sort of held him, Jesus, and he got a second yellow for that. Remember that?
I remember when
Very true.
I remember when Nketiah gets sent off against somebody at home. Maybe was it last season or the season before that? But I can't remember that one.
Consistency, man.
Yeah, Jamie's right. I wonder if Rodri's going to have anything to say to his old teammate for exaggerating a little bit of a boot to the head, although he did get caught. It's a foul on the break. It's an automatic yellow, no matter how light, says
That's it. It's a
That-
foul.
what
What's the
yeah.
repercussions of what that would have led to?
Yeah, I think that's what I will say. Like maybe now thinking about it in hindsight, I think the fact that they were on a break and you stopped to clear an obvious.
You stopped.
However,
Those are the ones you always get a yellow
Yeah.
for because you stopped an attack.
It's not quite a goal scoring opportunity.
Yeah,
that
I get
led
you.
to it.
I get
Therefore,
you,
it's
yeah.
worthy of a yellow.
Grealish is having a right moan, isn't he? I really like Grealish, but my word, look, he keeps going.
He's trying to get players in the booking.
Yeah, he is. They're trying to even it up. It's
That was a
cheating.
foul, though. That's
It's a
a
foul,
foul.
but it's not a booking.
I don't know. I think that is a booking.
He
If I'm being
kick it.
honest,
into the back of
He
him.
leant
That's a
in-
booking.
He leant into
That's
it.
a booking, man. He's flown into the back of him, right on his thigh. You could injure a player like that.
I don't think this ref's been bad. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think the referee there is lenient because that's a booking.
He's being consistent, at least with those
Yeah.
two. He's basically saying, look, I want to let the game flow a little bit. I'm not going to pull the card out for everything.
But I tell you
Another
what,
dangerous
off the
area.
point his foot, this is a dangerous.
You know,
position.
this is why, Robbie, we've had our live shows and we've talked about all my crazy rules I want to add to football, yeah? Well, let's just see if they deal with this. They did.
Corner.
This is why I think football should have a sin bin. Because see that Rodri one? I kind of understand why it's a bit soft to send a player off for two kind of pullbacks. But if you have a sin bin, if you have a...
Hey.
It's kicking off.
It's
Isn't it?
Yes,
kicking off.
Henderson.
Come on, Liverpool are brilliant.
Hendo!
Yes, come on, Liverpool.
Yeah, you should have a
But
20
if you have a sin,
I agree with that.
For any tackle in which you've not made an attempt to win
An
the
orange
ball,
card.
10 minutes off the pitch.
Yeah.
I think that is the perfect
I'd probably make it
solution to
Because you
20,
can
but-
get with the referee there, he doesn't want to spoil the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then he probably also, it's the stadium you're in, you're at the
that
Etihad.
shouldn't make a
It's going to be
difference.
controversial.
Yeah.
He takes a look over, he sees Guardiola over there.
Also, how many times have
Yeah,
we seen
so-
players running on the break like that, and then the player goes, "Oh, I'll take the yellow," but it's like that's not really punishment enough for a team. Like that's why I really believe an orange card, 10 minutes off the pitch.
That's a
I
good
think
shot. Good shot.
African Soldier says Martinelli got sent off in one play.
Yeah, remember that?
Oh, Wolves. Was that Wolves away?
Yeah, one play. Yeah,
But again, but that's my point. That's very poor refereeing. Whereas I don't know if that was such.
But
clear...
it was the letter of the
It's a
law.
corner.
Ooh, headed out.
Well,
So he applied the rules.
What in that
Yeah,
Martinelli?
In the Martinelli one,
I don't
he
think
applied
he
the
did.
rules.
I don't think he did. I think when there's a foul, your job is to look at whether there's an advantage. There was an advantage, so you pull it back for the original. You don't then go and book someone for a foul they committed in an advantage.
But there has to be a certain period of time between. The
What I did
offences.
say when it happened, though, I didn't think it was clever from
stop
Martinelli.
that cross in.
Go on, Jota. I think him and Salah have been Liverpool's best
Good,
players.
good.
Although
Oh.
Hendo's been on it today. That's nice. Go on,
Got to get
Salah.
that
Well
ball.
played. Come
Salah.
on.
out wide.
That's nice.
Come
He's
out
showing
wide.
good composure.
Why the
as
hell
well.
is
To be honest,
all
Liverpool.
the way on the left-hand side, and he's a right back?
Liverpool's had as many chances as
Bloody
City.
hell.
That's how they play, isn't it?
Came out from a corner, so I think they just went to wherever the nearest areas were.
Sheesh.
Liverpool just need to get a bit of possession, man, because it's been all City for about the last.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that was good though.
Go on. Look, he's in.
That's a really clever little
poor,
pass.
man.
Go on.
Come on, Elliot.
That is offside,
No, he's
Ellie.
offside.
Look
No.
at Trent. He was on.
What, they're
Still
playing on?
onside.
Okay.
Is it the
Have a bang.
Ah, don't bother.
Yeah, there we go.
No,
When it's
goes
so
up.
obvious,
There's all-
I
yeah,
think
it was
linesmen
obvious.
should flag.
You say that, but
Yeah.
I've seen many incidents this
That
season
one
where
was
people
so
say that.
obvious.
Look. If
Yeah.
Salah had got look at head. Look, use your
I
brain.
mean, look at
where
that. You
Trent
don't need
is.
lines to do that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say that, but you know, guys, maybe you know.
No, you're right. Yeah,
I've seen a lot of those this season where like, why didn't he flag? And the next minute, you know,
Yeah.
it was. I mean, he was
That one,
onside.
there was clear daylight.
That one there with Salah when he was running through, we all said that's offside.
No, but that's closer.
That was
sorry,
close.
the goal, and it was onside.
Yeah, we were being a bit.
But when it's
pessimistic.
clear like that,
But that was
come
clear.
on.
That one was clear. That one a minute ago.
Plumber says, "Oh hell no, James is this sin bin again." Listen, I've got a few rules.
I like that sin bin idea.
So
I really
what
do.
other rules you got?
Time wasting.
What were the other rules? I can't actually remember what the other ones were. But I had like 3 or 4 that.
Go on, look. Do you know what? Gakpo's got a lot of the ball in some really.
He's played
nice,
well. He's played well. Gakpo. His hold-up play's been.
You can tell he's
pretty good.
definitely going to try and do that Firmino kind of.
what's that?
Robertson was crap.
What is that?
And Robertson should have bloody crossed that ball in a bit earlier
Oh,
when he
yeah.
had his chance.
That was an opening. If anyone watched the live shows with me and Robbie, can you remind me what the other rule changes we had were? Because there were a few. I don't think Robbie liked all of them. But,
This is tough, man. This is a tough watch. It's a tough watch. I'm not gonna lie. We've got 45 plus a bit of extra time as well to go through.
Yeah. By the way, people, don't forget we are going to be doing the starting 11 as normal. We just thought, you know, as City come forward as here,
Yeah, from
dangerous
half-time.
Mahrez.
Oh, that's a good
block.
block. Was that
Yeah,
Fabinho? Offside, lovely.
Yeah, what we thought we'd watch this game at the same time. Starting 11 will be coming out as normal, and of course the starting 11 will be out about an hour before kickoff. Which our game is a 3 o'clock kickoff against Leeds United, a game we have to win, regardless of what happens in this game today. I feel it's a must-win game for Arsenal today against Leeds.
that's a great
So,
block for Fabinho.
Got to get a W in that. This game means nothing if we don't win.
Well, Julian alluded to something earlier as well, which is, you know, it's all well and good, you know, City having the game in hand and the opportunity to play us, but if games run out, games run out. And I think that is the one thing. If we can get through today, having chalked off another day, just another match
And
week.
the same result.
Yeah.
What was that?
If we get the same result, if they lose and we
Well, no, we
lose,
need to win.
Yeah,
no,
but
if
forget
they
their
lose
result.
and we lose, we're closer to win the championship.
True, but we need to win. I think like these type of games, because we've got difficult games coming up.
Got to take advantage.
Where, you know,
You do
going
have
to Anfield, when was the last time we won there? It's going to be really tough. We need to win these games. That takes a little bit of the pressure off that being an absolute must win.
And City don't have many
You know?
tough games left, really.
Yeah.
Well, my
They're all
thing
good
is,
starting
I
tough,
think
aren't
they do.
When teams at the bottom, you start playing them.
Yes.
It's also tight, and some of the results you get towards the end of the
In
season.
terms of ones where I have real hope that they're going to drop points, I'm sort of backing. I'm backing us to go and do something at the Etihad, really.
No, I'll be honest with you, right? I genuinely
Which is,
think
you know, if you.
Brighton away, Everton away. People are going to laugh. Everton away.
Yeah, Brentford away too.
Brentford away. I'm not worried. I feel that will because it's last day of the season. I think those 2 games, the Brighton and the Everton away, we have to see them do something in that game. Well, the opposition, I would say, because
I
don't think
actually agree with you in thinking that I don't think City will lose many games, if any, but they could have a couple of draws in there. And those, I do think as well.
Outswinger.
Oh.
That's deep.
I think it must have swung out. I do think it is those type of games when, you know what it is for some of these big teams, right? When it's these games, they're so up for
Pumped
it,
for
right?
it. Yeah.
You know, they produce their best, right?
Yeah.
But it's sometimes where they drop a little 5%.
Yeah.
And
Nottingham Forest.
yeah, like Nottingham Forest or, you know what I mean, you know, Brentford when Brentford beat them, you know what I mean? They go, you know them games you go into it, expectations are you're going to win and you get stuck. Like what nearly happened to us against Bournemouth.
I think
You
the
know?
Everton one, I just think that the crowd, the way that where they are.
Everton drew with them at the Etihad.
Yeah. Damari
know?
Gray, great.
They are one of them teams, Everton. aren't they?
I look at it and I think the Brighton one, I'm really banking on Brighton doing something. I think Brighton have real quality all over the pitch.
They're
Whereas
still
I think,
going for the Champions League, Brighton, or at least the Europa League.
yeah,
So
they're
not
going
out
for
of it.
something as well. Yeah, so I just think there are some teams that really can, pull out some banana skins for them. Obviously today,
Well, if Liverpool could do us a favour.
yeah, it would help.
Well,
yeah,
at the
'cause
moment they are.
in truth, we would be what 7
Should be
points.
six.
Since the goal, City have been pretty good. It's
been all City, innit?
Yeah, but
City.
it's been City in possession, but I don't remember Becker making too many staves.
Yeah, but let me knock it.
So hold on, if we win today and they draw, we're what? How many points? 10. 10 points, Claire.
So we're 8 points clear.
We're
at
8
the
points
moment,
clear at the moment. But they've got a game in hand.
which is this one in some respects.
No, not
But
really.
then we'll.
It won't be a game.
That's good.
The game in hand is the game in
are they
hand won't
playing
be
in the
played.
week?
No, I think the game in hand is a few weeks. That is the Brighton game, isn't it?
I think it is. Yeah,
That is the
And
Brighton
that's
game.
away.
It's a
Yeah.
tough game in hand.
It's a tough game.
Can't fault Liverpool's commitment in this game, I have
Yeah.
to say.
It's half time.
Half time.
Well, well done, Liverpool.
Yeah.
That's a good half from them.
Not bad.
I
But you should be 2-0 up.
Yeah.
Salah.
And,
Yeah.
and they should be one man up.
Yeah.
Rodri not on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, look, we'll discuss this in a little bit more detail in a sec. But I think we can say first 20 minutes, Liverpool, I thought started really brightly, have had some real chances, been some openings, a lot of controversy around that. Rodri, foul, should he have picked up a second yellow? But City were 1-1 at that point, weren't they? And actually creating a lot of chances and playing really well. It's two teams that have been battling it out for the last 5-6 years, showing why they've been
It's a
battling
heavyweight
it out.
contest.
It is. And you're seeing the
It's a
class of
heavyweight
both.
contest, and that's what it's going to be next week when we play Liverpool as well. It's going to be a heavyweight contest, and we're going to have to. We've seen already there today that we're going to have to be at our best. But before we get to that, we've got to be at our best today against Leeds.
Completely agree.
It's a game. It's a must-win game. Must-win game.
I'm not worried at all about today.
You know today's game, right? We were sort of discussing this. Who would you have a striker?
It's tough on Trossard, but I would play Jesus. Only reason why I'd say Jesus is because I think we're gonna rely on him more in the next 10 games. In comparison to Trossard, I don't know if he's a guaranteed starter because Martinelli's getting goals, and I think Jesus just. When I remember what he did for those first 19 games, he was absolutely unplayable and unbelievable. So I just think he is the number one.
Yeah.
That's the way.
Who do you play?
I'd go Jesus.
Yeah, I'd agree with both of you.
Yeah,
I'm Jesus.
Yeah, I'm actually
Specifically
Jesus
for
as
this
well.
game, because of the fact you've got to say it's a weaker opposition.
Yeah.
Against Leeds at home than Liverpool away.
It's not even that for me, right? It's just the fact that I feel he's chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
It's time to unleash him now. He's going to be the, and I just feel that I want us to get back to what we had at the start of the season, which was basically we had 3 players up front
Getting goals.
Yeah.
that run at you, dribble at you,
intensity-
cause you problems. You don't know
intensity
who.
they had at the beginning of the game.
So and I think so I'd love to see him start today.
Yeah.
The interesting thing I was thinking of is who would you start? All right, I know this is ahead of time. Who would you start next week? What front 3 would you start next week?
I don't think there's any difference. I think you play the same.
So listen to this now, right? What I was thinking here. Is there a shout to say you start Trossard in that game, right? Because the last time he played at Anfield, he scored a hat-trick.
He did. But did he play false number 9? I don't know. I'd have to.
Well,
I'd have
do
to
you
check.
play him on the left? Because he scored a
Yeah,
hat-trick.
he scored a hat-trick. But then you've got to look at the performance of Jesus today, if he plays, and then make that
That's what
choice.
what I was
But
going
even
to
if he does have a great, because I'm just like, sometimes, when you've got a player that's just like,
He's got their number.
I scored a hat-trick there
Yeah,
last
yeah.
time, boy,
Yeah.
bring it on, man, I want to go
He
Anfield again.
He doesn't necessarily.
Boy, I remember I did this to that player and that to that player, and I want to do that again. I mean, that's going to be really interesting to see because...
But he's not necessarily just competing with Jesus for that role. He's competing with Martinelli.
Yeah, or
So he
maybe,
can play
yeah,
either.
so I'm saying,
And
would
if
you...
Martinelli doesn't have a great game.
Would you,
then
no, but I'm saying
maybe
even if
swap
they had a great game, would you consider and think to yourself, this guy, we've got a poor record at Anfield, this guy went this season and scored a hat-trick at Anfield, I want him in from the start, because there are a lot of players that just look like, Salah, Jota, these sort of guys, right? No doubt Jota will play next week because he's got a great record against Arsenal. Yeah? So sometimes you consider those things, don't you?
Sorry, go on. Sorry.
No, I actually think you're right, because also it's a mentality thing. Brighton haven't lost in their last 2 trips to Anfield in the league. Trossard has been very good and scored goals in those games. He's, he might be feeling it. He might be thinking, I'm comfortable here. I'm happy, I know what I'm doing.
I ain't scared of Liverpool.
But then I'll flip back that Jesus, I think, scored.
I was just
at
that's what I was
Anfield.
being
and he was the player that Guardiola turned to,
Yep.
even when he wasn't in the 11.
Yep.
Last year when they played Liverpool, it was Jesus comes
Yep.
in,
He
actually
played-
wide right.
He
but-
played on the right hand side. He did.
Do you maybe go
Jesus
Jesus but then also then you throw into the mix the fact that Martinelli, Liverpool fear him a bit. Klopp's
Trent.
always going on about
Trent.
Klopp's always going on about, boy, this guy Martinelli, man. He's I mean, he's a big admirer of his.
What
It's gonna be really interesting.
What
Really interesting.
I will say though, for sure, I think Jesus has to get a goal today. He had, like, if there's any game, you know, Leeds defence they're horrible. He's got to get a goal today. He has to get back on the score sheet. I know he's been out for a while.
He wasn't scoring before.
He wasn't scoring before,
but he was contributing a lot to
He
the team
was
without scoring.
He was, but I think return on investment. I think yes, there are some intangibles you can't see, but he has missed some real big and clear-cut opportunities. I remember against Chelsea, I did the watch-along, and he missed that great header opportunity. You know, he does miss some real easy chances, and I think today, just to get feeling of the goals again, like, and we're going to need him to get goals. We can't just rely on those two wide players because they are 21 years old. It may get to them a little bit, and we need someone who's been more of a veteran per se to get some goals. So I think today he needs to get a goal or two to solidify himself.
It'd be great.
We'll have the starting 11 in about 35 minutes. Of course, this show did start early because we can't help ourselves but keep an eye on the Man City-Liverpool game. It is 1-1. We're going to be talking a little bit more about that game and looking ahead to the game against Leeds and the starting 11. We've got to talk about Saliba and much more. But before we do, a big thanks as always to our amazing sponsors, NordVPN, who are keeping us invincible by powering this AFTV matchday experience. Hit the link in the description below or scan the QR code for the AFTV special, and there is a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. We'll catch you in a second.
Wow, Lee, you're levitating.
NordVPN has made me one with the universe, Cecil. No more pop-ups, no malware, and I'm saving money exploring international prices. Also, all my devices are protected by next-generation encryption.
So you found peace?
Yes, Cecil. Just change your location in the app and transcend space and time.
Wow, I feel invincible.
Tell the nice people what to do.
Click the link, people. Click the link.
Good try.
Put in-
All right,
put
welcome
in-
back. Look at Lee Judges. Can't even make it on time. What are you doing?
I've been here on time. I'm somewhere about this. You know what I mean?
You came in and you said, I don't know what you're wasting your time watching this for.
Whatever people be, I'm not. You know what I mean? Like,
Thinking about the Arsenal.
yeah, like you know.
So when you were downstairs, you weren't watching it.
Well, there's nothing else to do, was there? Like, I thought I'd come up here, there'd be nice, jovial sort of conversations and that.
There's him saying, can you invest in a ping pong table?
Yeah, well, you know, like, listen, I get why people want to watch it and all that, like, but ultimately it's about what we do this afternoon.
You're absolutely right, but I think it's enjoying the ride. This is all part of
This
it
is
now.
the-
Yeah,
should've-
do you know what I've noticed by watching it?
Scored there,
And
shouldn't
I've
they?
not really appreciated this before watching Man City. How they cheat a lot, diving about.
They obviously cheat. You must.
De Bruyne in the first couple of minutes, no one goes near him, and he's diving. Looks like he's been shot.
Grealish trying to
Grealish
call one
a
for
couple
the
of
Trent.
times, yeah. You know, so look, listen, I know that goes on in the game, and
not as much as what they've done.
they could have had a sending off and all. I don't think it was a sending off.
You don't think it was?
No, I think he was going down from the foul earlier on.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it could have been sent off.
you put two
that
hands
was a bit
around
naughty,
someone.
innit?
Listen, I get that, and this is what the problem I've had with Arsenal players. At times, referees cannot wait to send Arsenal players off.
That's a bit out of order from Pep there, wasn't it?
He was
That's
celebrating
sort of
in front of
mocking
Nunes' face.
Darwin Nunes there when they
Yeah.
scored.
They've got a little bit of. I'll tell you what was great about Arsenal at the moment, and watching Man City. Arsenal have rattled them. This
I
is not.
agree, yeah.
This is not the Man City I've seen for a little while. They've been a little bit edgy,
Yeah.
a little bit. You know, like look at what he's doing there. Look. You know
Yeah, he's
what I mean?
mocking
That-
him. That's a bit wrong there.
You know, they're little things that I've never seen with Pep. Trying to talk about, I'd rather be where we are, where you are, than have 4 titles and all that. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know, spending all that money as you do, Mr. Pep. You know what I mean? Like, I'm losing a little bit of respect for him. Like, you know, coming down to this and everything. You know, a little bit of pressure. He's getting.
Well, that is you've got to remember that is a heated game between them two. Normally, in seasons gone, you know, the last few seasons, they're the two giants going for it. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of needle that sort of goes on between them two teams.
Well, I was saying Rodri's been the one who's wound me up. I mean, his comments about Scotland, what he said.
Actions would wind me up with his words.
Well,
he's been like it for a very long while.
No, I know.
Rodri's always been like that.
Yeah.
I know.
Sort of player, you want him on your team.
But
unbelievable player.
Do you know what though, James?
Player.
I'll be really honest. You've only started picking up on it now because it's us two going.
Of course, yeah.
But last season you didn't really take too much notice.
Well, how much are we talking about Harry Kane? You know.
Yeah, it was more.
Well, to be fair, Harry Kane's not doing anything wrong. We get my point. We're not looking at.
Yeah, it was more invested in the Tottenham Arsenal thing than now it's changed, and we're seeing little things like this that I wouldn't have noticed before.
Yeah, but we had experience of this on that January 1st game when we saw what Rodri got away with.
He's been getting away with it for a very, very long while. Very long while.
Very lucky not to get sent off, in my opinion, today. I mean, the player's away. Now,
it's a man pulling someone back is a booking.
It's a straight off booking, and he did it twice.
That he was away.
You know, he's got to shake that referee's hand off.
Enough for me though. I think he was already going down.
He was very clever with it.
Let me
put a soft hand.
If it's in the box, is that a penalty?
Yeah, but I think it is a penalty.
The player is away, right? In the player's breaking away, it's a breakaway. He's got both arms round him, over him like that, which pulls him back. It doesn't matter. You don't have to tug a player. If a player's running full speed and you get a little bit of both arms around him, that's the yellow.
I think he's worse than that. I think if he's not on a yellow, I think he gives that yellow.
Of course he would have done.
Yeah, I think maybe he does. But I do think he was fouled a little bit before that. That's why he was going
the
down.
Foul, and he didn't give the first foul. So if they do a second foul, it is a foul. It's a booking off.
Listen, I agree, but every foul sometimes is not a booking.
And then they've got 11 against 11.
I get listen, I understand why the referee did it, and probably just about right, because you don't want to completely spoil the game with that. But well, not for us. But, you know.
Very entertaining for us.
Right, 26.
Any misdemeanor he does now, if he'd be off.
He'd probably take him off before that. Ride 2696 says Rob, Saka, Jesus and Trossard have to be the front three for the next week's game in Liverpool away at Anfield. But today's game, just like every other, is a must-win, and going 3-0 to the Gunners versus Leeds today. So thank you for that. Yeah, it's just an interesting one. I'm just thinking, as I said, Trossard scored a hat-trick earlier on in the season at Anfield. You know, it's interesting. It's, you know.
What's everybody saying? For me, it's Jesus.
I think most people, for today, we're all saying Jesus. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, next week, what's your front three for Anfield?
Same. Every game now.
But Trossard, I was just saying, Trossard scored a hat-trick at Anfield.
Yeah, not for us.
It all depends on the form. Martinelli has a bad game today. Would you then swap it over for Trossard?
Well, one bad game don't gives you one bad game doesn't make you drop.
Trossard hasn't had a bad game yet.
No, but nor has Martinelli in the last.
You know what it is, yeah. You know what it is. I think Trossard.
Problem, right?
Do you know what I love about Trossard? He's almost like a number 10 playing up front. He's a proper false nine. Where he creates. You know, look at the amount of assists he's got, right? I actually don't think that's what you really need against Liverpool, because they'll come at you anyway. It'll be quite an open game. Pace. You want pace, press, aggression. You mentioned dribbling, and I remember you sending me, Robbie, the stats in about November when you said that Jesus and Saka and Martinelli were up there for like the 3 highest dribblers in Europe.
Number one.
We were number one in the Premier League for dribbling.
Look how high Liverpool play. Look at they're away from home at the Etihad, and they're right up on the halfway line. You know, so if they're doing that here, they're going to be doing it at Anfield. What you need is not trickery, is pace. Hit them on the counter attack.
But those players have trickery anyway. So you know what I mean? It's kind of like you want more of this than that. But look, these are great problems, because I tell you what, back in October we weren't having these debates.
No.
And I think that's...
Starting 11 show we knew the starting 11.
Yeah,
that was it. There was nothing to discuss.
It's very true.
Trossard's been a great addition.
Apart from Tierney maybe at the time.
Super chat from Ben says, honestly, if the game ends in a draw and we beat Leeds, that's a 10-point gap. So for the love of God, Liverpool don't fumble.
It's a long 45 minutes.
I'd bite your hand off for a draw, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ideally, Liverpool nick it right at the end. But for me, you know, listen, I wish it was 90 minutes now, and I'll be going up to the Leeds game very, very happy.
Well, another issue we've got to discuss is the Saliba injury.
Worrying.
Worrying / listen, Arteta is the master of mind games. He is.
I think it's a sensible move by Arsenal just to leave him out today, try and keep him for that Liverpool game. From how he was describing it, it's sort of sounding like a situation where we need to manage this. So I think it's sensible for him not to play today. Rob Holding in the last couple of games has done well. And we're at home, so I think it's a sensible thing to do.
Not really
and
saying
get him
what's
back
wrong
to.
with him now, Robbie.
Well, they're saying it's a back problem. They said it's a back.
You know what I take from it, right? This is what I take from it. I take from it is he's got a bit of discomfort. If he had to play, he could play.
Yeah.
But there's lots of big games to come. No need to risk it. We'll take it day by day. And then I think he said we'll push him a little bit more each day and see how he responds. I think it's one of those, and I never really advocate for this kind of thing, but I think it's one of those, if you need to give him a little something to get through the Liverpool game, then he doesn't play the week after.
Yeah.
If you need to give him a little something, I think they're just going to manage it.
The thing is about back problems, right, which I've had, right, is they are manageable with rest. You have to rest. If you start, resting and stretching and stuff like that can bring it, can really heal it without any sort of. So I think.
It can also aggravate it a lot if you play when you're
Yeah.
It depends where it is, because I've suffered with my back towards the end of my footballing. And these have got all the physio massages and all that. It depends. If it's lower back spasm, you're looking at 1 or 2 weeks out. He's now had 2 weeks out. 2 weeks. Is it a stress fracture of the back or something like that? That's more worrying.
Yeah.
And I've actually talked about an operation. That's a bit of a worry for me. Why, when I had my back problems and all that, there was never no talk of operation.
But Arteta's not spoken about operation. That's been rumours. Arteta in his press conference yesterday said that, he's basically saying we just need to manage the situation. He's felt a little discomfort there and we're managing it at the moment. I'm sure they would have done their scans and everything because, it's been a couple of weeks now. But he's probably just looking at it and thinking, let's just take our time with this one. What's the point in,
Well, look, I also think, I know Saliba is a superb talent, and I understand you're playing that Liverpool front three. See the goal they scored? Wouldn't you want Saliba defending that? Of course, and I absolutely get all that. But I also think that, for me, it's more when we get a cluster of injuries that I get really. So if White and Saliba and Partey were missing, then I'd start thinking, that's our spine starting to get pulled apart. I think Arsenal, when you put up the sort of standards we put up this season, I don't think removing Saliba should mean it suddenly all collapses. We've got a 5 point, well, actually, it was 8 going into this, it's now currently 7 as the game's going. We've got a good gap on City here. Let's just, as Robbie said, manage him calmly. I think he'll play quite a bit this season still. I don't think I also think Arteta is one of these, his approaches, if he is going to be out for a lot of it, I think the club prefer to tell you. I know they didn't really with Tomiyasu, but I think they prefer to just be like, look, don't get your hopes up. He's not in. I kind of think sometimes they'd rather
they came out with it with Tomiyasu within. He said it was serious pretty soon, and then within a week, I remember he said he was out for the season.
But do you remember last season? We didn't know for ages, but I think that's because it was a complicated calf issue.
He kept coming back. He kept breaking down. But the other thing is with Rob Holding, apart from that Spurs game last season. He's done terrific.
Let's get this sorted out, will we? Look.
This happens a lot in games where
the
radio thing's not working properly. It seems to happen a lot.
What's the protocol? If they couldn't get it working, would they play the game?
Well, I don't know. Didn't
happen to us at Leeds. And they were talking about calling the game off.
Because they couldn't get a feed to VAR.
Well, they questioned the integrity of it. But, surely there's a backup, we'll just get on the phone to them and ask them.
That's why we sat there for about 40 minutes.
Some AI in there, man. Take over instead of the refs.
ChatGPT, was it offside? No.
We should just have that at Stockley Park, innit? ChatGPT.
I was at a comedy show last night, and the comedian told a joke, and some people laughed a little bit. She said, I'm so glad you guys didn't laugh that much because that was a joke I got ChatGPT to write for me. She said, my job's safe. Fair enough. Fair enough. Here come Liverpool on the attack. Robertson. Lee, you weren't here for the first half, but I was saying.
Corner.
And Robbie rightly said there's a chase for top 4 here for Liverpool and stuff like that.
100%.
If I'm a Liverpool fan or a Liverpool player, I'm thinking, let's remind them who we are. I know we've not been having the season we've been having, but let's remind City you know, relax. We're still a bloody good team. We've had an off year. You know, we lost Mane. We're going through a little bit of transition ourselves. But, you know, they want to prove a point here. And you can see the way they're pressing. Look where Trent's pressing. That's they've got back three here.
Listen, I've always said like, if you
Oh no, he's free.
That's it. 2-0,
City.
2-0, 2-1, and what a ball that was!
Absolutely
shocking defending.
torn apart.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant by City, and that's what I told you, Julian, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I was told
they are a
I
top
wanted to
team.
enjoy the moment while it was.
They're a top side, man. I mean,
when you look
is,
at that,
brilliant.
that's just poor defending.
It is poor defending.
Leave yourself
got
that
carved, didn't they?
Got carved out.
carved open, man.
Furious with that, and rightly so.
Yeah. So on these watch-alongs,
Yeah.
you know, if I'm at home and City were like 2-3, 4-0 up, I just switch off. Do we do the same here?
Well, it's 2-1. 2-1 at the moment.
And then just talk about Arsenal.
Look at this. The thing is,
is he off?
The one in the middle
It doesn't go to him, does it?
Yeah, but isn't he the one that scores it?
Yeah, it's his second phase.
Yeah.
No, but he's onside there.
Yeah, he's onside there, but he was offside at the
Yeah,
beginning.
but he's onside there, though.
lovely ball.
The ball didn't go to him, did it? And then now the ball's gone to him. Oh, Alisson, should he have got that?
Years ago, that's offside.
Should Alisson have got that? Oh, he just
I've got to
nearly.
say, that is disgraceful from Liverpool. You are
Oh, he just got his fingers on it.
45 seconds into the second half. You know, and I was just saying to you that they're pressing Liverpool. They're coming to take the game to them. Trent was all the way up the pitch, but City just took complete advantage.
What a brilliant counter-attack, man.
Really good
De
counter.
Bruyne.
Clinical.
Yeah, that was
really
brilliant.
Baller.
Absolutely brilliant.
The thing is with Liverpool now, I was just before we was going to go score, is that Manchester City have ruined their championship hopes for the last couple of seasons. So in my mind, I thought, I'd like to do it back to them.
Yeah.
That would have been the case. But, you know,
It still could happen.
still could happen. Listen, Liverpool have got firepower. But it can't. This is why they've been. That's why they're where they are at this moment in time, because they cannot defend like
They'll be kicking themselves, though, because that goal that they just conceded there, very similar to the break they had.
Yeah.
Where, you know, where Grealish got back and, you know, Salah didn't get the pass into the box. Very, very similar sort of counter-attacking situation.
Yeah, you're right. That was at 1-0
And that was at 1-0. That would have made it 2-0, which, you know.
Very true.
But
Very true.
City are playing well, I have to say. They're playing very well.
I think
They are playing
City
well.
play better football when Haaland's not playing.
Yeah.
You think there's more fluidity?
More
in
fluidity, yeah. More
Although
options.
those two goals are the sort of goals that Haaland would have been on the end.
Oh,
of.
yeah.
He's probably looking at it and thinking, I would have had 2 goals in this game, because those are both would have fallen to him, wouldn't they? Right, come on, Liverpool, man. You can still get a draw.
That's what I mean. There's still openings here. It doesn't feel like... Let me put it this way. I think Liverpool will score, but I think City have got another 2 in them.
Yeah.
But anyway,
It could all
really
change
got
on a
that front,
Rodri sending off. Rodri could make another tackle, be down to 10 men, the whole thing could change.
He's already done that tackle.
Well, if he does, as Lee said, if he does another one, then
He's already
off.
done it. He didn't get sent
And
off.
he's got it in him to do another one.
Is he? I don't remember him being sent off.
No, as in another tackle that means
Did
he's
well
got
to
to
win that
go.
header. Is he going to fall to someone here? No. Good defending from Rodri there.
Lovely ball back in. He looked
Oh, he should have gone down.
Gakpo did well there.
offside.
Yeah, it was offside. I was struggling to get excited for that, and I think
Yeah, because he looked off, didn't he?
Just looked miles off.
Good touch though.
Yeah. He's played really well today, Gakpo.
Great touch.
Don't forget they got Nunes. It wasn't as far off as look. It wasn't as far off as he thought it was.
No, true.
But he's
Good.
saved
But
it
Nunes
anyway,
needs to
didn't
come
he?
on yet. You know what I mean?
brilliant
Like,
control.
and if he does score, I hope he goes up the pep and gives him a bit of stick.
Lots of
Got his hand. Look,
lots of hands going in there.
A City
it was
player
offside
goes
anyway,
down
wasn't
there.
it?
Yeah.
That's, you know. Right, 2-1 to Man City. Starting 11 out in about 18 minutes, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. But of course, we're hoping Liverpool can do us a favour. They were doing us a favour. But that is just poor defending. And even the second goal comes from them getting pulled apart, doesn't it? They're trying to press, and then it opens up.
Well, let's hope they're
and
like this next week.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. That it's
Defending.
going to get watching Liverpool now gives me confidence that we can beat these because they're very good on the attack.
Yeah,
But they're vulnerable.
yeah, very
They
true.
leave themselves well open at the back. Look, you know what I mean?
Well, they've got to chase it now, haven't they? They'll be really disappointed. 1-0 up.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne.
But especially when the goals are. Look at
That's
Where is their back foot?
Yeah.
Where's the left back?
No.
Yeah.
Is that Robinson there?
It's not even Robertson's actually had to cover because Van Dijk and Konate are all the way across because Trent's pressed. So it's that whole catch-22 with pressing. You know, if you press, it looks great. You win the heart of the pitch, but when you get it wrong,
you get exposed.
Absolutely torn apart. I honestly think that's why Arsenal concede so many goals at home because. We press and we want to chase and we score goals.
Here they come again. This is dangerous. City coming forward again.
I mean, are they even playing with a back?
Oh, that was too easy.
Oh,
that's hell.
I'll tell you what, Trent is getting carved open on the right. So now there's two ways of looking at that. Is he being exposed? Because, you know, you've got to get someone in front of him at times, and there isn't, is there?
Yeah. Grealish having fun with him.
So what's Liverpool's other option instead of Trent?
Don't really have one.
James Milner.
Yeah. Milner. Anyway, we're about 17 minutes away from knowing what the starting 11 is going to be for Arsenal. It's the all-important starting 11 for today. Huge game for Arsenal. I mean, as I said, this result means nothing either way, even if City dropped points, if Arsenal don't win our game today. We've got to win the games. It's one of those games that are sort of listed down as a must-win. But we know that in the Premier League, you can't take any game for granted, and we've seen with games of Bournemouth and, you know, the other day, Leeds, who've been shocking on the road this season, did get a win in their last away game, and their last game before the international break, a 4-2 win away at Wolves. So we're gonna have to be on it today for sure. Definitely gonna have to be on it. And there's a chance here for City, if we remember rightly as well, probably the team that gave us, you know, one of our hardest games on the road this season was Leeds. That 1-0 win, remember the great goal by Saka? But we weren't convincing in that game. They came back in the second half and they were very...
penalty, didn't they?
Yeah, they're very unlucky not to get a draw.
And then at the end they had another penalty shout. Remember they gave a penalty and they sent off Gabriel,
and then
he overturned it.
Yeah, we're very fortunate.
We got away with one there.
You know,
look at City, they're purring now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Look at that.
It's number 3.
Oh,
good block. Number 3, there it is. 3-1, game over.
That's 3 points for Man City.
And again, the defending by Liverpool been very, very poor.
Horrendous.
All right, so all who was relying on Liverpool to do us favour, I didn't think they would. We did say in it, Lee, that we didn't think.
They can't defend Liverpool.
No.
They can't defend, and that gives me confidence going into to play them next week. I know they're different at home, but you can't defend like that.
I mean, this is worse than I kind of expected from Liverpool in terms of defending.
Yeah, it's about goal difference and all that.
When you look at this, right? I mean, look at that. There's just no. There's no engagement. There's no. You know, the players are there. Look,
even here, right? He messes it up. Look at the space Gundogan's got there to steady himself and get his shot away. Look at that.
Look, Trent, get to him! Get to him!
But he was off balance, Trent, because he did the block to begin with.
I hear that. But the whole thing.
I don't blame him for that one.
3-1 City. Look, as Robbie said. Did we have? I had hope. I had hopes that Liverpool would do something.
I said.
I would have gone.
The wise man said. Early in the game, they're too early, man.
I said Liverpool would win this. Man City would win it comfortably, and
even remember no Haaland, but they're still doing the business. I was saying
off is a key thing now.
I was saying to my daughter on the way down, right? I was going, not many teams are going to go to the Etihad and get a result. The only team to take points off of them has been Everton. They got a draw,
and Brentford,
and that's it. And I just feel it's kind of like it's those type of teams. Can Liverpool get one back at least? Play it again. Play it there.
What is he doing?
What did he play that?
It's a corner.
Deflected wide.
Having chances.
But why didn't he pass that back into Jota? That's greedy by Gakpo.
Well, I think it's time to announce the disbanding of LFTV. No longer exists. Welcome back to AFTV for the starting 11 show. Arsenal versus Leeds.
Let's concentrate on the positives. Let's talk about Arsenal now. Let's forget this lot.
Let's talk about Arsenal.
All they're playing for is second place.
I forgot that they had this game in hand, but that it was actually 7. 8 points going into today. So this only cuts it to 5.
Cuts it to 5,
yeah. Yeah, of course.
But obviously, if we win later on, it's back to 8 again. So.
Go on. Go on, Elliot. What have you got for me?
He ain't got nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
No, it was a good ball. It was a good ball.
Yeah, it just like I said, I could see Liverpool scoring, but City will get another 2, and they got one of them now. And yeah, anyway, it's falling away. About 12 minutes till.
They need to do a Spurs now, City, don't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So here's a question: with Tomiyasu out, what's the solution to a Ben White injury? Because some people are thinking about Ben White as centre back. You've got Cedric and Ainsley Maitland-Niles out on loan. Is there a recall option there? You've got Kivior. Do you play 2 left-sided centre-backs? We saw Partey play at right back against Palace as Jorginho came in. If there were to be, another injury there in defence, how do you resolve it?
2 scenarios I look at it, like away from home, I'd play Zinchenko there, bring in Tierney, and then at home,
Zinchenko right back?
Yeah, maybe if we're at home, we're more of an attacking side, Smith Rowe or Nelson, there will be another option.
Could Oldham play there?
Well, at right back, he lacks the pace, doesn't he?
We're holding,
and also the creativity.
They would remember when Callum Chambers was playing there.
Yeah, it was awful. He got absolutely murdered at Swansea. Do you remember?
Yeah, but there were some games where
he was all right. West Ham away. I think. Oh God, it's difficult, isn't it?
I don't even want to contemplate that. But the problem is now is that I do think in a lot of games you do see Ben White tire towards the end.
Yeah.
And there is not that option now to sort of bring on someone in that position. So
I think
if you look at Zinchenko,
there's a kid. Who's the kid that's been in the squad?
Raw Waters.
Yeah,
maybe.
Might be his time.
I see it as if we get more injuries at centre back, you bring in your centre backs. So if Holding weren't available to play, then I think Kivior comes in and you just play with 2 left-sided centre-backs.
Sometimes you play with 2 right-sided midfield centre defenders, and people don't say anything about it.
It never used to be an issue, did it? I never thought of a left-sided centre-back and a right-sided centre-back. There just used to be centre-backs.
Yeah.
Nah, but you've always had.
No, there was always centre-backs.
No, you've always had.
That's the idea, centre-back.
Yeah, but for balance, because one centre-back plays on the right of the.
Sol Campbell was right-footed, Dan played on the left.
Yeah,
he
it was
did.
more
But
interchangeable.
For balance-wise, what you want is one with that foot on each side.
But it doesn't make as much difference as it does if you're on the wings, being a fullback.
Yeah, no, it doesn't, but it's still,
it's
for balance-wise.
It's
City
marginal.
going to score again here.
Oh,
well done, Trent.
Balance-wise, you know what I mean?
Cody.
You want players that that's their. Because remember as well, like oh my God, Liverpool. The thing is as well, you've got to remember there are some players that are very 2-footed, all right, so they might be left-footed, but they're very good with their right as well. So,
yeah, that's nice. Well done.
All right,
Come on,
Liverpool have to score from this now.
They won't.
no, they can't. Oh,
He didn't have the pace, did he?
Go on! Dive penalty.
I shouted dive.
James advocating cheating live in 4K.
It's a title race, okay? I'm not desperate. I'm falling to City standards here.
In fairness, they should have done better there.
Yeah, they should have done.
Yeah.
Oh, good save.
Yeah,
I keep getting sucked into watching this. I'm trying to ignore it now.
It's a good game.
It's been a really good game.
Where's this put Liverpool now? I think it puts them out of the top 4. We've got to go Chelsea away next.
Yeah.
Very tough.
Yeah, they could end up with.
They've got Leeds next week, haven't they?
They've got us next week.
Of course they have, yeah.
Let's see if there's a penalty.
No.
Well, he did what I asked.
Yeah.
Referee did very well there. He's just,
it's a terrible dive. Again, they should be booked for that.
He should be booked for that. I've got to be honest, that's
shocking.
For me, that's sin bin.
Sin bin thing.
Liverpool could actually have no points going into a week, and that would be them out of.
And they got to go away to Chelsea.
It's away to Chelsea and then home to us.
That's not. I remember again, Chelsea's a team, right? They don't like Liverpool, Chelsea.
Yeah.
There's a big rivalry between them, isn't there?
With Benitez going there and.
There's not a lot of love lost between those two teams.
Very true.
So they're not going to be looking to do Liverpool any favours whatsoever. So what a touch that was.
He's played well today. I actually think the Liverpool front three have been quite bright, but the defence has let them down. I get it.
He does it all the time.
Trying to press.
I think Salah's he's second top goal scorer now. He's up there, isn't he?
Salah.
So, yeah. Goals.
You know, he gets them the lead up there. I'll tell you what, it's a little bit like Arsenal of years ago, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, capitulated, but you've got to have a solid back four. You know.
They're not even. I mean, they're now a bit scared to press. I mean, Gundogan just getting the ball there, they're knocking it about.
By the way, this comment here from Peter Bissett, he says, clubs are spending millions of pounds scouting the globe for left and right footed centre-backs for balance. The man on the couch says balance doesn't matter.
I didn't say that. I said it didn't used to matter.
No, but yes, you basically were saying it don't matter.
It doesn't matter as much in the centre of the pitch.
Do you know what? It does matter now because modern day
mate.
football has changed completely. We were talking about this yesterday, funny enough.
Ideally, innit, balance-wise, you want, you know.
Also,
is that Rodri? If it is, get him off.
No, I think it was
But like, do you know what? Going back in the day, when I was being taught to play football, the first rule was never play across your goal.
Yeah.
Right. That was drummed into me. Whatever you do, never play across your goal. Never. Now, it's
all the time.
It's done all the time.
That's part of the skill.
Part of the game.
Yeah.
And if you look at the goal that we scored at Leeds, that was an assist from their player. I think it's Rodri.
Yeah.
He did that crossfield ball, and we picked it up and scored straight away.
So that's always there. So I think like
that was fundamental, wasn't it, Lee?
Yeah.
You couldn't.
It was never
bet
done. And
good
also, don't mean this horribly, but if you was a fullback, you wasn't one of the better players in the team. It was sort of like,
So Jamie Carragher.
It's the same with centre halves. Centre halves were never the best.
But centre half is still a good position to play. But now the fullback
has to be a top player now.
It's got to be the top player.
He's got to be able to. You look at the criticism we're giving, for instance, to Trent, right? Because he's very good going forward, but defensively not as sound as he should be, right? So that's what it shows you, that a fullback has to be good in both those areas. They're expected to be brilliant defending, but they're also expected to be great at, great skillful players as well going forward. And they're expected to have pace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas, a lot of years ago, a lot of fullbacks, you didn't have to have blistering pace. You just have to have good positional sense at the back, know when to tuck in, know when to get you. I mean, that's completely changed now.
Years ago, people used to say, I don't want to play fullback. Now, people are desperate to play it.
Let's get this super chat and then...
dividends.
We'll the 11 soon.
SKC says the reason for a specific foot in centre-backs is due to the amount of options it opens up for the build-up, primarily short or long. The man on the couch.
Yes. So the other aspect.
So man on couch.
The players at this level.
Are you ready to retract?
I am.
The foolishness that you said.
I don't want to use the word foolishness, but I will admit that it has a marginal effect in that area. It has a far greater effect on the wings. But the other side of it is players at this level should be able to kick with both feet. Because when I played football, I could.
True, but you've got a lot of players that, I think every player can kick with both feet, but naturally, if you're you might be right-footed, you're just going to be naturally stronger on your right foot.
And then you practice more with the left. You even it up.
All right, well, the starting 11 will be out in about 4 minutes, but as always, a huge thank you to NordVPN, who are powering this watch-along. Don't be an April Fool, I like that, and make sure you get yourself the AFTV special with 4 months free on a 2-year plan. Liverpool still looking to get goals. We'll keep an eye on it. Click the link or scan the QR code for the AFTV special, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee.
It's somewhere in London and it's looking pretty red. Lee Judges is attempting to score some new content. He's got to get past a hacker, malware and password attacks. Lee takes off. But look, the hacker sends password attacks towards Lee. He's dispossessed of all his passwords and data. He goes again, but he's hacked to the ground. Look at Lee's in pain and they're mocking him. Wait, he's got a last-minute transfer deal. He's got NordVPN on his team now. I mean, is that even legal? Oh, that's next generation encryption, absolutely blinding the opposition. And the fastest VPN on the planet flies past password attacks, takes down the ball and scores! That's fresh content on your favourite streaming services. You're protected on multiple devices, back of the net. Just change your location in the app. Go to nordvpn.com/AFTV now.
Oh, welcome back. You enjoyed yourselves out there, did you?
No, it was good. It was a good shoot. That was. We had to do that in Shoreditch. It was on a Friday night.
It was cold, wasn't it?
And oh my God, it was freezing. And we turned up with hats, tops on, and everything like that. And old Jackie goes, "Oh no, you've got to have a t-shirt. You've got to have a shirt, t-shirt on, right?" So we had coats and all that by the side, and he went, "Oh no, got to get the coats and put them all out of the way of the pitch because he was good for the shots and that."
In the shot.
And you know, as you know, in those sort of films, you're standing around for quite a lot of the time. Oh, no hat on. I was off ill for about 3 days after that. It was cold. I was absolutely freezing. It couldn't have chose the coldest night to do it, like, you know what I mean?
Well,
of course, somebody here pulled out of it, like, you know.
Well,
what are you trying to do?
Like, two people, like, yeah, two people.
Pulled out of it.
Oscar, remember we done that? We done a poll yesterday to say which would be on their way to Hollywood, and you want to say the result, Lee?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I actually resigned. I resigned.
I told it he requested.
Well, we've done these ads, and mine was so much better. So anyway, we've gone. I said we'd do this poll, like, you know, 69% versus 31%. I'm absolutely gobsmacked and disillusioned with everybody out there that you know.
Did not vote for him. He thought he was this great actor, and it's turned out.
And who are you up against?
Me.
69%. I thought, like, you know,
I would say it'd be pretty close. It'd be 50-50.
I thought it would be closer, like, you know what I mean? Actually, it was a landslide, you know what I mean, like the other way. You know, wait till we get on to the Invincibles. I'm going to be calling out a few people on that. I'm very disappointed. Like,
Mahrez's first touch is
unreal,
isn't it? It's
sick.
probably the best first touch in the league.
Yeah.
Well, they're making changes. Tsimikas, Firmino, and Nunes coming
we've
on.
all got like Bobs in here.
You need substitutes. You need defenders, mate. Not defenders is what they need on.
You can have a perm later on, aren't they? Like, you know what I mean?
So there's plenty of time still. We are pretty
James,
much
it's done. Right, it's done.
It's not completely done.
I'm just giving you a fact.
Stick a fork in it. It's done.
I'm just announcing that there's still plenty of football to be played.
Yeah.
For the goal difference to get worse.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, there's another 2 goals they've pulled out. What's that now? 4 now, isn't it?
No, I think it's up to 5 or 6.
No, that's
it was 2 before. Was it 2 before?
Oh, so you had 2.
4,
yeah, like, not only does he know about it, you know, the man on the couch can't count. You know what I mean? Like, you know. He just likes to do it, James. Do you know, if you say it's raining out there, he go, "Oh no, it's sunshine out there." He has to argue all the time. Like, and then makes himself look silly. The same with the balance of the centre halves. He wanted to attack Robbie. He's been found out.
I made the point. It makes less difference.
I'm waiting for it right here. It goes. I think I have the teams. The play in the game today, and here we go. The Arsenal team is Aaron Ramsdale in goal. Right back, Ben White. Rob Holding, right-sided centre-back. Left-sided centre-back is Gabriel. Zinchenko at left-back. A midfield of Martin Odegaard, Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka. And up front, Leandro Trossard, Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli. No Saka in the starting lineup. Saka is on the bench for today's game. The bench is Turner, Kieran Tierney, Kivior, Raul Walters, Emil Smith-Rowe, Fabio Vieira, Saka, Jorginho and Reece Nelson. No Saka in the starting lineup. And let me just see if I can give you guys...
On the bench there, which is a relief.
Yeah, the Leeds lineup is Meslier in goal, Luke Ayling, Robin Koch, Christensen, Pascal Stroke, Junior Firpo, and then a midfield of Somerville, Matt Rocker, Aronson, Brendan Aronson, Jack Harrison, and up front is Sinestra. So that is the Leeds team.
Is that a back 5?
Yeah, it looks like a back 5. Back 5.
They've got a couple of injuries, haven't they?
They've got
back 5.
3 injuries.
So I think that will be Koch-Strauch and Ayling at centre back.
Yeah.
With Christensen and Firpo. Yeah, that would be a back 5.
Yeah, back 5.
Rocker, Aronson, Somerville,
back 5.
Sarah Harrison. Wow.
But I want, obviously, by the way, they took Salah off in that game.
Yeah, that's it.
Giving it up.
Yeah, but no Saka in the starting lineup, Lee.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise, but if it's probably the game where he's probably thinking like he's played twice in very quick succession with England. If you're going to rest him, this is probably the game too. And also, like, you know, that's the thing we're all saying. You know, Trossard deserves to play. He can continue
on
to
the right hand side now, though. He'll be playing over on. It looks like he'll be on the right hand side.
Well,
although I think there'll be a lot of interchanging.
Yeah, a lot of interchanging.
Probably might see Gabriel.
We
Jesus
mentioned
more on
earlier in the
that right-hand
show,
side.
Jesus had a run on the right for City last year. I'd add to that Martinelli has been his go-to right winger at times when Saka's been absent. I know he's had Nelson. I think it will be Martinelli right, Trossard left, Jesus up front. But that is as fluid a front three in terms of the fact that you could literally put Jesus right, Trossard down the middle, Martinelli down the left. In fact, any one of those three could lead the line. You've got three potential nines. So lots of balance there. Really lots of it. Be interesting to see how it all looks on the pitch. City just...
It's a bit of a shock, if I'm not going to lie.
Bit of a shock. I was not expecting Saka not to start. Has there been a game this season he hasn't started in the Premier League?
No, so that was... I think he started every game, or he played in every league game since May 2021. But whether he'd started every single one...
I don't remember him being...
No, he didn't start Brentford away, start of last season. Do you remember, after the World Cup?
Right, so
there was a specific reason for that.
So this season...
Yeah, he was still coming back.
This season he's started every game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it is I think when you look at it, there's a big difference here. If you put Trossard as a sub, you'd say he'd been dropped. You put Saka as a sub, he's being rested.
Yeah.
It's the same result, but a massive difference in the mentality.
Yeah, I mean, Saka, obviously he's played back-to-back, games for England. Started both of them, literally played the whole game, both of them.
He was a star boy, wasn't he?
Yeah. So I was excited to see him play today.
To be honest, Robbie, Xhaka and Odegaard had also played.
Yeah.
And they had an extra 2 days. Because they didn't play till the Tuesday. Like Saka played on a Sunday. So he's had a good week's rest, where if you look at it, Odegaard and Xhaka finished on the Tuesday night.
I think there's a little something. There's a little...
Maybe
a bit unwell, maybe a little niggle. They thought, cool.
Yeah,
right,
I think there's more to it than that because...
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's started your best player.
Yeah.
Especially with the form that he's in at the moment.
Yeah.
Do you know when you...
Especially when there's 10 games to go, nothing else to worry about.
Yeah, you have little moments.
And you can bring him on, and again, if you're going to do it with Leeds at home rather than Liverpool away.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's
Wow.
4.
Right. It's 4 for City.
4,
Right,
and it's
They
Grealish who
have
scored.
torn Liverpool apart, and they're sending a message now.
Yeah, this is a big message.
This isn't just winning.
This is absolutely obliteration of Liverpool, embarrassing.
This
Without Haaland, as they're showing Haaland up there, it's Grealish who scored that goal. He's been excellent in the game, and it's been a demolition job. And you can see,
torn apart.
they've been absolutely torn apart, and there's still time for more.
This is Liverpool, a different animal away from home. Do you know what? I say this with Arsenal over the years. Why was Arsenal's form poor away from home? Because you have to defend better away from home than they do at home. They're getting found out, and they get found out against Chelsea. But when they come up against us, it'll be a different game.
But do we look on this now, right? Because we spoke earlier about what if Liverpool won this game, it'd be great, but then what would that mean for us next week? The tails will be up. But does this now, though, do we look at this game now and say, yeah, well, hold on a minute, we can go to Anfield and we can get a result? Because...
But we thought that anyway.
No, but I mean, come on, with a lot more confidence. You can say you think that, but
then they
we've not won at Anfield. Well, tell me the last time we won at Anfield. We've not won there for
Van Dijk, stick the leg out.
for years,
probably
right?
10 years, isn't it?
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, does this result and the way in which Liverpool, their defence has been carved apart, give some hope to Arsenal to say, you know what, next week when we go up there, and we'll be fresh up, because like you said, they've got a game during the week, and they're up against and this could get worse for Liverpool. Right? Does this give Arsenal a lot of hope to say, you know what, let's go out there and win this game?
Maybe. But I think this result does more damage than it does good for Arsenal.
I don't know.
I understand next week, they might be really open, and I hear that. But I think when you get a fixture like this, a really big game where you're hopeful that actually maybe something can happen, City might slip up, they go 1-0 down, Liverpool could go 2-0 up, all this stuff. Actually, when it flips and then it becomes this, a demolition job, this is now people look at it and going, City, they've hit stride now.
True, but then there's also a lot of pressure on on Liverpool when we go out there next week now, because I mean, what if they lost that game during the week? Basically, top 4.
Well, listen. If Liverpool lose on Tuesday,
they lose to Chelsea.
They just want the season to finish because they've, you know.
I mean,
this is in front of their home fans. That's the thing.
That's the difference.
Massive difference at Anfield.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it gives like you said, this is great for City's chances because, you know, they were 1-0 down and they've come on, they've won 4.
But Arsenal now know exactly what they've got to do. They have to win now. There's no.
We have to win today.
JJ says Liverpool beat United 7-0 at home. Let's not get too hasty. I agree.
No, I agree.
Could this spark a response? I don't think this does any good for Arsenal. I think Liverpool at Anfield will always be.
Listen, they lost to Bournemouth. They lost to Bournemouth on their last away trip. They're not good away from home.
I think it does put a lot of pressure on them though next week, right? In that it's not your normal. When you're going up to Anfield, it's not going to be your normal sort of. How do I describe it? Swaggered Liverpool with a swagger in their step.
It has been at Anfield recently.
But I'm saying it's not going to be next week.
No, but it was against United.
It could be a Liverpool that's feeling really sorry for themselves because, you know, they could be completely out of the top 4. Could be completely out of it next week.
I just
be interesting.
I think they always turn up at Anfield.
But I just think, you know,
they lose on Tuesday. They're out of the top 4. They ain't going to get top 4 whether they beat Arsenal or not. So, you know, it'd be...
The swagger might be gone.
A different sort of thing. Listen, the difference between going up Anfield now and over the last few years is that we are the better team now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they've been a better team than us. You know what I mean? It's been damaged.
For last 10,
they've been a better team
years.
than us, and they've always had like a swagger about them. Like, who's coming? Arsenal.
Yeah.
We're just going to swat that away. It's different when we go there. Obviously, it's difficult. It's Anfield. Right? But the swagger is going to be kind of gone a bit, I feel.
But for a lot of this game, they played quite well, Liverpool.
They haven't. They played well.
They played quite well, but they haven't defended well.
They haven't played well. They played well for about 25 minutes, and then they've been absolutely blown away.
That's true. But
they've been blown, man.
You're right, you are right. But what you did see...
And don't get me wrong, they can do this to any team. But and also, remember, this is without Haaland. This was a big opportunity for Liverpool.
I'll tell you something else about Liverpool. I'm a big Van Dijk fan. I think, you know, over the last four years, before he got injured, you could count on one hand.
Yeah.
Oh, Van Dijk, if that, you know what I mean? Like one mistake.
Defender's better than him.
That was the best defender. Yeah. Now look at him; he makes a mistake every game. Like, you know what I mean? He's not the player he was.
No,
it was that injury, wasn't it?
He's struggled since Julian. He really has.
Look at City; they're just flying. Aren't they?
The other side of it is, do you think this is going to?
Look at the man outside.
The City fans were saying that Grealish has been really finding form recently. I think he's played really well today. He's the one who gets does the defending on Salah.
What a ball.
That's a lovely pass. He's the one who defends that Salah cut back. Been winning fouls for them. Been really.
You got to give them their respect, man. They've done this without Haaland and Foden, who arguably been their two best players in the last month or so, right? And they have blown Liverpool away.
I don't give them much respect,
because
they've got the money to, and they've spent money for the last 10 years to.
I'm just saying, you've got to.
You're right.
We've got, and this is why we've got to do our business today.
Yeah,
pressure's on us now.
Do you think this result's going to have an effect on the atmosphere when we go in?
No,
they've opened the ground specifically for people to go in early to watch this game.
I'm buzzing about today. Like it's been 2 weeks.
I think most Arsenal fans thought City would win this game anyway.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago it was the last. 2 weeks tomorrow, isn't it? Was the last time we walked through the doors.
Yeah,
I mean, I can't wait to see an Arsenal.
Let me put it this way, right? We went live earlier today because the game was on, but ultimately because we're going to react to the Arsenal 11 coming out and all that. I don't think we'd have all been sat here together had this game been on a different day to Arsenal versus Leeds, because you know what I mean? Because I think we all thought City are probably going to win this, but you know, you have some hope. We love being with.
What I'm worried about now is they're going to, 3 against Liverpool. You know what I mean? Like, that's another 3 goals on top. And it could come down to goal averages at the end of the day.
They've got 10 minutes to get more. I think they'll get at least one more.
It's 5 now.
I'm going to call out Damien in the comments because I won't have you talking about Lee like this. He said, I'm sorry to read this out. He said,
No, you're not.
He said, that posh guy's so annoying. And I'm not going to let him talk about you like that. So have some respect is all I'm saying.
Yes, that's you know. Talking about posh, how was it on the slopes?
Superb. I forgot about the title race and everything. It was great.
Did you fall off?
I never fell.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
No,
Facts
I
only.
slip once.
Facts only says 7 straight wins for Man City with a total score of 27-2 and counting. Let that sink in. I didn't even realise.
We've had 6 straight wins.
Yeah.
Is that so? What is that 6 straight in the Premier League, or is that cup competition?
They're having too much fun now. Look at them.
Yeah, they're taking a piss.
But they have been in form. I mean.
Yeah, they've been on form.
Is that cup competitions or just Premier League?
7 straight wins. I think that's in all competitions.
Yeah, well, they've played a couple of championship championships.
One of those games was like the Dortmund one, not the Dortmund one, the Leipzig one, where they put 7.
So I won't take that on board. You know, come back with what they've done in the Premier League, and then I might take.
Listen, all we got to do is
let that sink in. Let that sink in.
James,
and I'll tell you what, they can win this 15-0, right? If we win every single game, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
We don't have to win every single game.
No, we don't.
And Big Ash says, guys, we need to stop focusing on other teams and just focus on ourselves. We're the best team this season, and if we turn up, we will win our games.
But it annoys me when people say that because, look, Arsenal are not going to win all of their last 10.
Why not?
Why not?
Well, they might.
Yeah, so
they might.
So you said they weren't.
I personally don't believe we will. So you've got to look at where that might, I don't know, help. You know, where along the journey.
All right, we can lose one game then.
Yeah. And we can draw another against City.
Amazing. James says we have 6 straight wins in the Premier League too.
If Arsenal are going to win the Premier League, right, I really do believe this. They've got to win today and they've got to go to Anfield and win. I think if we go to Anfield and win, I think we'll be all right. I don't think 5 points at this moment in time, I know this is, I don't think it's enough.
No, I agree. That's why I'm sort of watching these games thinking.
So we've got what we've got to do against Leeds is make it 8.
Yeah.
Then we've got to go and beat Liverpool. Then we've got to go and beat West Ham, and then if we beat Southampton,
we have to beat Southampton.
It'll be 11.
Football's a funny sport, isn't it? And I know that I'm going to be doing a load of revisionism here. I was hoping Liverpool would do something, but it's so weird how sometimes, you know, an Everton away is a tougher game for City than a Liverpool at home. You know, even Liverpool for the last 5 years has been in a different universe to Everton. There's something about the way they'll play the game. The home and away, and what they're fighting for. You know, sometimes these things come into play. And actually, you saw when City got that second, 50 seconds into the first half, you thought, and they just can't.
Do you know what Jurgen Klopp? I don't know if you see it earlier on. Jurgen Klopp made a fantastic point. They've got the best record, Liverpool, against the top 6. Right, and they turned around and said, "Oh, why is that? Then you got against the top 6? Is that because it's attitude and all that?" He went, "No, different games." Different style of games that teams will come at you. The difficult games are the ones that, when they put blocks of 10 in there, and we've not been able to break that down. And that is the thing. Like I think today this game suits Man City. Liverpool well open at the back there, like, you know what I mean. But
so open.
You know, other teams are going to, you know, like if they was playing today in Everton without Haaland, without Foden, I think they'd have struggled today to break them down.
That's why I look on it and I say the games that, remember we were going through the games, and I think the games that they will drop points are not going to be these type of games, right? I think the games that will drop points might be like an Everton or a Brighton or so, you know what I mean, one of them teams that are like,
dig in and fight for it.
Yeah, they're content with a draw. A draw is, you know, they're playing City, they're like, yo, we can get a draw. And I don't think they'll lose many games at the Etihad either. They're very strong there. So
people in the comments getting offended by the you know, for example, Amazing James said the disbelief is not is what we don't need right now. Other people saying we can win all of our last 10. Of course we can. But if I ask you all, not you guys, but if I ask these people in the comments who are getting offended to, you know, bet their savings on whether Arsenal are going to win all their last 10 games, I bet one or two people would. You know, the chance that we got 3 very tough away games, that doesn't even include West Ham, which I think is always difficult place to go.
It's a good time to play West Ham. It's right in the middle of their...
Yeah, sure, fine.
Yeah, Europa.
Very true.
Whatever
but my point is, it would be because remember, if we win our last 10, that means we won our last 16 in a row to win the title.
What I would say about that, though, James, is that you, and a lot of people will say, and I'll say it as well, I think that Man City are going to win every game.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
I don't.
I don't think they'll win every game.
But people say, but why can't people go, well, I think Arsenal win every single game?
Well, I don't.
I don't think either team are going to win every game. I don't think either team
playing each other.
I don't think either team are going to drop many points. Yeah, apart from that, but I don't think either team are going to drop many points. But I do think that there will be a few draws and stutters along the way, just naturally. You know what I mean? So. You know,
I think more importantly, Robin, which is a real thing, is when that Champions League kicks back in a couple of weeks. I think that's when City. I think, say for instance, and I might be wrong here. If Man City weren't in the Champions League, Haaland would be playing. I think that we've got to keep him ready for the Champions League game.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
That's why he was jumping around.
I think he's injured.
Yeah. And the thing is as well, in the Premier League, as I said, without Haaland, they've had a 100% record this season. They are still, they've got a World Cup winner as their striker up front. And we know that they're a team that score goals from all over the pitch. So, but we just got to do our thing. We score goals from all over the pitch. You know, we're without Saka today. Yeah. Let's just go out there and do the same thing. And I'm confident that we will. I think we'll get a win today.
John Stones has played midfield pretty much all day for Man City.
It's been very easy this second half in particular for City, and it's been a struggle in the
killer,
park.
wasn't it, at the beginning of the second half?
You're looking at it like
where does this put Liverpool now, though?
Well, I'm going to have a little look at the...
top
you know,
four,
what happens with Liverpool now, like, you know, because they've fallen off their perch.
Yeah, well, this will put them right. They'll be in 6th place on 42 points, having played 27 games. Newcastle played a game less, they've got 5 points more. Tottenham have played 2 more games, right, but they've got 49 points, 7 points ahead. They've got, you know, Brighton will be on the same amount of points as Liverpool, but they've got 2 games in hand on them.
Yeah.
I can't see and Brentford are on the same amount of points as them as well. They're going to have to get into the top 4, they're going to have to go past about 3 teams. I just can't see it. I just can't see it. You know, they've got to get past it. You know, honestly, and if they lose to Chelsea, I think as well.
Chelsea, isn't it?
Yeah, if they were to lose to Chelsea, Chelsea would be a point behind them.
Well, let's remind ourselves of the 3 p.m. kickoffs. Obviously, we are covering Arsenal versus Leeds here on AFTV, so don't go anywhere. The Watchalong will start very soon after this. Starting 11, City, Liverpool, Watchalong. Let's pretend it wasn't. But yeah, the usuals. Turkish will be here. You'll have Gunali and many others as well. Bournemouth versus Fulham at 3 p.m. Brighton versus Brentford. Palace versus Leicester. And Forest versus Wolves. The other games that we'll just keep an eye on, just because we are all football fans. Chelsea are playing Villa at 5:30, and then tomorrow West Ham, Southampton, and Newcastle versus Man United. That'll be a good game. Newcastle versus Man United, especially. I mean, United I think are they're fine for top 4, but they don't want to get dragged into that too much. Having said that, there's only 3 points in it between Newcastle and United. Yeah, but United have a load of game in hands on Tottenham.
Should we just remind everybody of the starting 11 before we go? There's no point in sticking around for the rest of this game. We've got to get down to our game, right? Yeah. In goal, Ramsdale, a back 4 of White, Holding, Gabriel and Zinchenko. A midfield of Partey, Xhaka and Odegaard. By the way, nobody sort of spoke about that, but Partey back in from the beginning, so no injury concerns there.
Big up Chris Hughton.
Yep, and up front, Trossard, Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus. The bench is Turner, Tierney, Walters, Kivior, Jorginho, Smith-Rowe, Vieira, Nelson and Saka starts on the bench. The Leeds team is Meslier in goal, Ayling, Koch, Christensen, Firpo, Stroik, Rocker, Harrison, Aronson, Sinestri and Somerville. And on the bench is Robles, Cooper, McKennie, Giabi, Rodrigo, Gray, Bamford, Greenwood and Rutter. That is the
There
team.
we go. Let's get your score prediction. None of you are doing the watch along. Might as well get your score prediction.
I'm going to go 3-0 Arsenal.
Yeah.
I'm
Want to see a clean sheet.
2-0.
I went 2-0, Lee.
I've been forced to go 3-1 on the Forever Arsenal, but I'm going to go big. I think it'll be 4.
What did everyone do on Forever Arsenal? I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't know it?
No, don't watch it if I'm not on it.
2-0 Jordan, 3-0 Turkish. I had to go 3-1, but I'm going big today. I think Arsenal will respond today.
Let's hope.
4-0.
Let's hope. All right, we're going to leave it there. There's 2 minutes of the game, and there's quite literally more goals for Liverpool to score than there are minutes to play. So we will leave it there. A big thank you to everyone who's joined us. Thank you for everyone who's actually joined us for the earlier start. We did want to keep an eye on this. And look, City, they've made a statement. We're hoping for something else. We're hoping Liverpool would do us a favour. They haven't. I think deep down we knew they probably weren't going to. But City have really made a statement. So Arsenal need to respond now. And we know we've got Liverpool next week. But it is game by game. And as everyone keeps reminding me, and rightly so, it doesn't actually matter what City do if we do our job.
Let's do our job.
Let's go week by week, game by game. Big thank you to Julian. Big thank you to Robbie. Big thank you to Lee and production and everyone as well. You'll see them all outside the ground after the game for the fan cams. Watch along straight after. I'll be on full time. And always, as always, a big thank you to NordVPN. Keep us invincible by powering this AFTV matchday experience. Make sure you get the AFTV special with 4 months free. See you very soon.
It's like I've had no freedom to just be myself. I keep getting restricted. It's like someone's watching me at home, on the train, even in the bathroom. It's making me see red!
Well, that's because London is red.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, just to be sure, I'm going to prescribe you 2 years of NordVPN. You'll feel a better sense of self when you can explore the internet with freedom. And with next generation encryption on up to 6 devices, those feelings of being watched will be gone.
Does that mean I can access new content on the streaming services I've already subscribed to?
Just change your location in the app.
And I won't get tagged by any malware?
Nord's threat protection will have you covered.
And I can save money when travelling and shopping locally instead of internationally?
All that plus 4 months free.
Oh wow. Thank you, Doc.
All right, Ty?
No, I'm not right. It's a disgrace.
Charming.
Remember, with the AFTV special, you get 4 months free, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to nordvpn.com/AFTV now.